Give me one sec here to just clear that. Holy shit balls. Let me get my equipment here, my intellectual equipment, my properties. Oh, yeah, okay, so. Got all my. Oh, let me check the fucking. Make sure the goddamn sounds. Enjoy that sunset for 1 second. I need to swear as many times as possible as fast as I can. I mean, I kind of just wish it would. It rained yesterday, of course, the one fucking day a week. I do an open mic, and it was like some kind of torrential tsunami down. I don't know. They acted like it was the fucking storm of the century. It seemed like a pretty typical rain. These snowflakes today can't handle the rain. Okay, I just want to check this audio. I got to be getting this gold. We got to make sure that this is tracking. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Testing. Bruce Holiday, are you out there? 1 2. Okay, it is working. Sounds pretty good. I just cut my hair today. Wow, I want to go short. Maybe I could do a little shorter. I'm not sure. Still, I mean, it's kind of a hack job. It's modern art. Uh, So I got my new Medicaid glasses. Okay, I'm gonna be debuting new glasses. I haven't decided if I want to switch over yet or if these are gonna be a backup. But the beauty of Medicaid and the federal government, I'm trying to get all my shit in now before they cut the whole program to fund the military budget or whatever Palantir. Just divert the whole budget to Elon Musk and the weird Palantir guy. Just give them all the fucking tax dollars. Take money from the middle income of America and just funnel it to those two douchebags. I would really love it if the government could just do that. Just make our whole government just a big welfare state for Elon Musk and Curtis Yarvin. Who's the fucking Alex Karp? They're all fuck faces. They should all be executed. I probably shouldn't say that into Big Brother. This is just Big Brother now. Uh, Voluntary self surveillance. I'm ratting on myself, but I was born in the year of the rat, so. Shout out to Flow Poetry. He rolled through yesterday. Check out that book cover. How awesome is that shit? Hopped up, cranked, flip top, chrome plated, hot rockin' cherry chariot. Sick. Nice. So look at that. I mean, that is pretty bitchin'. I mean, look at how the colors are really nice on that. It's a really nice illustration. Sort of like what is that, Big Daddy Roth or whatever? Do people have no idea what that is? Is that what it's called, Big Daddy Roth? There were like these drag race things in like, I guess that would have been the early '60s. Let's look at it. Big Daddy Roth. Ed Roth. Yeah, there he is. There's Big Daddy Roth right there. My dad was kind of into Big Daddy Roth aesthetic. I don't know if people are familiar with Big Daddy Roth aesthetic. He'd be huge on Instagram now. He should be in fucking the new museum or something. Rat Fank. That's what it is. Rat Fank. I mean, look at that. It's sort of like a proto Crumb, I guess, maybe in a way. It was like, I mean, look at that shit. I don't. Is that actually Big Daddy Roth or Big Daddy Roth? I mean, okay, so there's Rat Fank. That's what he had like these sort of characters. This is maybe pre Monster Trucks. What is the timeline on Big Daddy Roth? Let's visit the Wikipedia, shall we? The fountain of all knowledge. The Wikipedia, bitch. All right, Big Daddy Roth. Wikipedia. All right, Ed Roth is his real name. Died before 9/11. Died April 4th, 2001. 32, March 4th. So he's a, what is that? Is that a Pisces? He was an American artist, cartoonist, illustrator, pinstriper, and custom car designer and builder. Who he actually built these things. Who created? They had like little model kits. Who created the hot rod icon Ratfink and other characters. Roth was a key figure in Southern California's custom culture with two Ks, and hot rod movement of the late 50s and 60s. That makes sense. It does seem very LA. It seems like a lot of the, I don't know, Deftones, that kind of shit. Cat Von Dita or whatever, Cat Von D, tattoo, all the dumb tattoo shit. Not that, I mean, this Big Daddy Ross shit is pretty cool, to be honest. That's why I'm talking about it, I guess. I mean, look at that fucking car. Jesus Christ, I'd like to see Elon Musk build that fucking thing. I don't think he could do it. I bet Jay Leno could. Jay Leno probably has one of these fucking cars. Jesus Christ, I mean, these are pretty fucking dope cars. How is Big Daddy Roth? Does he have an Instagram? He should be in the fucking MOBA and shit. I mean, this stuff is pretty incredible. Okay, well, I don't really have time. We'll get back to Big Daddy Roth. I know you people want to hear about Big Daddy Roth. Or whatever the fuck. Is that what he calls himself? Ed Roth, American artist. Roth's surf buggy, the Surfite, was featured in the film Beach Blanket. This is like boomer culture, I guess. That's why no one fucking cares anymore. God save the boomers. What did they do wrong, really? Everybody blames the boomers for everything. It's really that silent generation or whatever, 1945, 46. What was I going to talk about? Jesus Christ. I mean, I think I'm busy this week. I'm not really sure. I sort of pulled a muscle in my leg. Um, I think I have things to do. I don't remember what they are. I know next Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I have things. So it's next week is busy. So I'm sort of like I'm working on my vlog. I'm editing my new vlog. It's only 2.5 hours. So I'm like, it's not really long. I need about an hour and a half longer. I don't have that many 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute long readings. I don't have that many uninterrupted, performances. I've got a bunch of clown. I've got the worst clown. I've got the worst. That's what's so funny about it. Okay? Is how fucking shitty it is. I'd like to see anybody. I realize like I'm a garbage wrestler. I'm like one of these. I'm like Terry Funk, you know. I'm like Mr. Pogo. When I was like in middle school, I was really into Mr. Pogo. Even though I'd seen like little fucking clips on like Real Player and shit in like less than 480p on like wrestling websites. Mr. Pogo blowing fire in somebody's face, or I don't even know. It's like FMW. They do these death matches, exploding ring death matches. They're fucking elbow dropping onto fucking firecrackers and like barbed wire and fucking. So FMW, are people familiar? Mick Foley and Terry Funk and fucking those motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. I think they were in the finals. Could you imagine it? Fucking it's gotta be like I don't know. There's some kind of weird World War II thing going on there. The two Americans made it to the finals of the FMW Deathmatch because they do it at like the Tokyo, what is it, the Kawasaki Dream Dome or something? The Kawasaki Dream. They used to have the best names. This is one of the most crucial things we've lost as a civilization, and it's a perfect indication of our downfall. Is we used to have the best names for like stadiums and arenas. Like they used to have. I was watching WWF Prime Time from the '80s. Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, and they were at the Rosemont Horizon. I mean, is that not the greatest fucking name you've ever heard? The Rosemont Horizon. That's like a fucking poem. They're doing wrestling there. Now it's probably the Prudential Center or something. It's some kind of it's some kind of fucking it's some kind of finance It's the Citibank Cafe or whatever. The what bank is that has the fucking like coffee shop? Ah, it's not Citibank. Capital One Cafe. It's like Jesus Christ. They own everything. This should be illegal. How do we stop this? It's too late. We've got, I don't even know what the Rosemont Horizon is called anymore. Or like Soldier Field. I mean, what a badass fucking name. War Memorial Stadium. Even like Cleveland Municipal Stadium. That is like a cool name. What is it now? It's fucking PNC Park or some shit. I don't even know what it's called. Oh, did I turn the chat off? What is the Rosemont Horizon called now? AI answer. Here it is. Okay. The Allstate Arena. Now that sucks ass. That is a huge, 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 tremendous downgrade. That is like in a nutshell what happened to our whole goddamn civilization. At least this country. It's just one big corporate fucking sellout. Everything has a price. In fact, it's like mandatory. It's like now everything is monetized. Just pull shit out of thin. Bet on the weather. Bet on any goddamn thing you want. Bet against the United States. Bet on the fucking war. Bet on when, the fucking bet on the genocide. It's crazy, people. I mean, it's crazy what's happening. And the Rosemont Horizons is now the Allstate Arena. I mean, at least Madison Square Garden is still Madison Square Garden. It's not fucking the H&M Center. It's not Total Wireless Arena. There probably is a fucking Total Wireless Arena. The Total Wireless Bowl. Let's see. There's got to be a Total Wireless Arena. There is no currently. Okay. There isn't currently. Oh, great. There's no currently an entertainment venue named the Total Wireless Arena. However, Total Wireless is a major multi-year sports sponsorship as the official wireless partner of the UFC. So they're even better. They're sponsoring the fucking White House, basically. The Total Wireless House. We changed the fucking name of all that shit. Now it's the Trump Total Wireless House. It's the Trump Total Wireless Arena and Ballroom and slash Apocalypse Bunker. We need an Apocalypse Bunker, clearly. That's like the new status symbol. You need to have a bunker. That you're not. It's not enough. Money is so worthless. Being a millionaire is not the fucking flex that it used to be. And so now it's like you gotta fucking. You need a bunker. You need to be like one of the fucking handful of people actively killing everybody else on the planet. It is like a Doctor Strange love scenario. They're gonna go right in their bunkers, the Total Wireless Arena, UFC, fucking Gladiatorial Coliseum. I mean, good God, we don't need to talk about politics. It's so obvious what's happening to everybody. Why fucking? So I've got my new glasses. I'm gonna do a reveal. My Medicaid glasses. So you get one pair of glasses a year, I think is what it is. And they gave me an eye exam. It was fucking crazy. It was a great. I think it's Lucas Eye Care. They're right on 7th Avenue at 15th Street between 14th and 15th. I mean, they did all kinds of these crazy tests. They had this fucking green lasers and shit. And they did this thing where I fucking these little crosses. Apparently my vision has improved. but I do have astigmatism somehow. Whatever astigmatism, I guess, means that your eye is like slightly oval shaped or something. It's like it's not perfectly round. It's a common thing, I think. Getting old, your body falls apart. I mean, I should not be aging this fast. I don't know what's happening. But I think I've been having too much sodium and probably too much sugar. Definitely. Apparently, that's all that's in these Trader Joe's fucking pre-packaged foods. They just dump tons of sodium and sugar. No wonder they taste so fucking good. So it's back to the fucking drawing board when it comes to my diet. I did have some salmon yesterday. I mean, that's anti-inflammatory for all my Naturo. I'm trying to fucking because I they drew blood from my arm and look at it. I mean, it looks insane. I mean, I look like the biggest fucking heroin addict. I guess that's not an unusual, according to the internet, you know. And I don't know. I have my body is like, well, I my blood pressure is high, which doesn't surprise me, but it I had to rush over to the doctor. I didn't really sleep that well. I wasn't really like nervous or anything, but like I wasn't like in a resting state either. I was definitely like very like up when I was there. And the nurse asked me, she's like, "Are you nervous?" I was like, "Not really, but I guess I'm just like stressed. I'm in some kind of adrenaline mode." I had to be there at like 2:30. So it was like early for me. It was in well, I went around Tudor City. I went around like that. That's a really nice Turtle Bay. Oh my god, it's a really nice part of Manhattan, and it's one of the nicest. I mean, Tudor City is incredible. They have these greens that are like these big leafy, shadowy. The public can go there, but it's kind of hidden. It's a little bit of like a gated. There's a bunch of Everybody there's got diplomat plates because it's right by the United Nations. So it's like probably tons of fucking people in Tudor City have diplomatic immunity. There's a lot of embassies around there. And when you walk in, it's like there's three fucking counter terrorist cops standing like on the sidewalk, sort of like guarding the place. It's like it's who the fuck I don't even know who lives there, but I guess somebody important. Somebody fucking but you can it is public. You can walk there for now anyway. And so my doctor was right near there. And so I went to Tudor City afterwards to just sort of fucking check it out. I don't always go over there that often. It's over by the Chrysler building and shit. Turtle Bay. I went to this street. Stephen Sondheim, Katharine Hepburn, and Bob Dylan all lived next to each other in these fucking townhouses on like I think it's like 48th Street. I think the one of the Olsen twins lived there with like Sarkozy. She was married to one of the fucking Sarkozy fucking whoever the fuck they are, and they lived in. I don't even think they ever moved in. They bought some fucking. They have these nice townhouses, so it's like I'll check this neighborhood out, see what the vibe is like. What's so great? It's almost like a little village. There's a lot of funky little wine bistros and like there was this Italian restaurant that had like a fucking piano player and like an old style singer, like a fucking like uh Broadway Danny Rose type. Whoever the fuck that guy is in that movie. Tony, whatever that guy's name is. I haven't watched. I'm boycotting Woody Allen since the Epstein files. The fact that he was just such bros with Epstein, like that's just not a good sign. I'm sorry. Like where there's smoke, there's fire. And so, I mean, now that the files are out, and Woody Allen was like surprising. I knew he had like crossed paths with Epstein and this and that. I didn't know they were like going on vacation together with Soon Yi to fucking Paris and shit. And like they were sort of talking about underage chicks and this and that. I think Woody Allen was pretty impressed with Epstein, and that's just fucked up. So fuck Woody. You know, I don't know. He's canceled. He's fucking canceled for real this time. We just can't look past. I don't know. I mean, I don't need to watch those movies really. I mean, I saw them when I was younger. Broadway Danny Rose. I lived it. I don't need to watch it. I'm living it, babe. Oh well, what a nice. I mean, god damn it. What a nice day. It was raining. You know, yesterday Mom Donnie was talking about it. Mom Donnie's like, you know, there's going to be flood warning and this and that. I think it was 2 inches of rain. I don't even know what it ended up being. That was what was predicted, which, you know, come on. It's like, this is what, is this, has it always been like this? Where it's just like, uh, this is an emergency that's going to fucking rain. Look, we got 0.65 inches of rain. That's really nothing as far as I know. And yet they acted like it was the fucking blizzard of the century. It's like I still gotta fucking do my show, god damn it. You know, we're not canceling the fucking society because of it's raining. You live in fucking New York City, like get a fucking umbrella. Like the rain is the best fucking atmosphere here. It fits the film noir kind of fucking gritty, you know, kind of old gray stone building thing. Sometimes, you know, it hasn't been raining that much, so we got fucked. No, not really. It was a fun show. It was like it was awesome. We had a bunch of people come in late. We've been lucky recently because it's summertime, you know, fucking people are down to party. So thanks everybody for coming out. I had the clown show on fucking Sunday. I gave birth to a rotisserie chicken and a basketball. Uh, the theme was men. It was Father's Day, so I thought I should become a father on that day. So I had a baby, and I ate the placenta. That was part of the gag. I don't know. I don't know what the hell these audiences think. Like I said, I'm a garbage wrestler, okay? That's what I realize. I'm a garbage wrestler, okay? I'm like the Sandman was one of my heroes when I was a kid. I don't know why exactly. He did that flip onto the ladder. I like that move. The kendo stick, the Singapore cane. When I saw this, you know, when I heard they had a Singapore cane in ECW, I just thought that was like the funniest fucking thing. Because that was a big news story in the year of '94, the year of Nancy Kerrigan and all the weird shit that happened. John Wayne Bobbitt, Lorena Bobbitt. Do young people know who Lorena Bobbitt is? God, I hope they never find out. Gen Z, Lorena Bobbitt would become like a Gen Z icon. She castrated her husband. She's a fucking hero. Whatever you do not look up John Wayne Bobbitt or Lorena Bobbitt. But what the hell was I talking about that happened in 1994? All the weird shit for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess that was just tabloid culture. There's a Weird Al song about it, right? The Crash Test Dummies parody. Uh, Once there was this guy who. What the fuck was I just talking about? There was OJ, of course. That was kind of the big one. Uh, Garbage wrestling. Oh, the Singapore cane. This dude went to Singapore, and I forget what he did. I think he spray painted or did vandalism or something. And so they took it liberty. Their punishment is like they give you wax with this fucking cane, and it like tans your ass or whatever. It's like whipping somebody, I guess, probably. So of course ECW. I mean, it was a reference to the trashy Jerry Springer. You know, that was like Jerry Springer era. Not, I was never really that into Jerry Springer. I mean, have some fucking that shit is just kind of exploitative, man. But there's an art to garbage wrestling, and being a hardcore icon, even as a backyard wrestler in high school. I mean, I appreciated all styles, but like, I probably wasn't going to be like a fucking luchador. I liked, I hate to say it, I like Benoit. He was like one of my favorite wrestlers till he killed his wife and child. I mean, that kind of ended it for me. But Lance Storm, I liked a lot. You know, Shawn Michaels. I don't know. There were certain guys that you'd take moves from. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I would compare my wrestling style, who I would, I think that's partially what's interesting about these wrestlers is they kind of create their own move set that kind of is a strategy that they have. Like Lance Storm does a lot of like leg lariat, spinning heel kick, spinning leg lariat, drop kick, but he went to Stu Hart's dungeon, so he's got a lot of, technical wrestling type shit. He does that half Boston crab thing, whatever the fuck that's called. I think does he do a reverse DDT? He does like a scorpion death drop type thing. So it's like, they don't have necessarily he had a pretty deep move set because he had gone to Japan and fucking Smoky Mountain Wrestling and shit. I was kind of enamored with like the mystery and the romance of these things that I couldn't really like. I never saw a fucking Smoky Mountain Wrestling show until like 2 fucking years ago or something, probably. And I didn't even watch it. I was just like, this is a wrestling podcast. I don't know if people just tuning in get that or not, but this is deep boomer wrestling theory. This is pro wrestling theory, is what my kind of, my content is about. Okay. I'm like the Dave Meltzer. I want to be the Fantano of Dave Meltzer's. Okay. Or the Dave Meltzer of Fantano. No, the Fontano of Dave Meltzer's. I want to be the millennial, or I guess that fucking guy. Who's that guy who interviews everybody? Jared Carmichael, or what the fuck? Who's that guy who? I mean, he is the fucking wrestling podcaster. Is that the guy's name? Let me see. Who's the wrestling? No, that's a comedian. Who the fuck is? Who is this wrestling podcast? I'm sure you guys have seen him in a million. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a TikTok addict. I suppose I am. Fuck. Chris Van Vliet. That's the guy. That motherfucker. That's like the insider at the Actors Studio of Wrestling. That dude like knows everything. He is a deep, deep, deep wrestling nerd, and he's lived it. I mean, he was there since he was like a little kid and shit. I mean, I've seen live wrestling shit. I've seen WWF. I don't think I ever saw WCW. I actually skipped Nitro. It's one of the biggest regrets of my life. The tickets, I think, were even cheap. And I was like, fuck Nitro. I'm not going to Nitro. I hate Nitro. I wish I had seen it live. Oh my God. It was before it got shitty, too. That was one of the biggest mistakes of my life, not going. See, I'm losing viewers because I'm talking really inside baseball about pro wrestling shit. Garbage wrestling. There wasn't a lot of WCW that was not really well, they were better. They actually pioneered that shit. If you watch those Mick Foley matches, that Mick Foley versus Sting match in like 1993, or maybe it's a little even before that, it's like an ECW match. A lot of those ECW pay per views look just like WCW from like the early 90s because Paul fucking Heyman was there. Fucking Steve Austin was there. Mick Foley was there. Like a lot of the guys who go into WCW, it's like a lot of them just switched. It's like they were in WWF or they were in WCW, then they went to WWF, then they went back. Like fucking Scott Hall and Kevin Nash had been in WCW. They were enhancement talent. They were jobbers, but like then they went to WWF and became kind of stars. Then they went back to WCW and like fucking, it was like I didn't know that as a kid. I didn't know they really, I mean, you knew that they had like maybe like Vinny Vegas or whatever, the great and powerful Oz, but like, I don't know. That was sort of before instant video, everything. So it was like, I never saw any actual footage of that. They probably wanted to keep it hidden. They wanted you to forget about Oz the Great and Powerful or whatever, Vinny Vegas. So yeah, the clown show was fucking at Francis Kite Club. I love Francis Kite Club. It was it was it was a great show. I mean, shout out to Mike Kramer for helping me out. He really saved my bacon. Well, because I had this whole thing. I actually sort of planned it out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna do like Manosphere podcast or like bad stand-up comedy for 3 minutes. But I'm pregnant. There's this fucking Sandra Bernhard special where she's literally fucking pregnant during her comedy special. And it's probably, it's one of the best comedy specials I've ever seen. Definitely. It's one of the all-time best. And so I'm like, what's more like the antithesis of all these like manosphere let's make him pregnant. And then I had this idea separately. I don't know. I just find the act of I thought it would be funny to give birth on stage because of all like the screaming and the breathing and shit. It's just I don't know. It's such an intense thing to kind of enact. That's just my sick sense of humor, I guess. I thought it was a funny idea. I'll give birth on stage. Because I don't with this clown stuff. It's like I don't know how much of an idea to go in with. I'm still kind of like afraid to interact with the audience. I think I want to get there. I didn't realize that's such a big part of it. Like I'm sort of looking at it like it's sort of half just like comedy routine and half fucking you're supposed to be like some weird energy healer, shaman, fucking Burning Man priest. And that's awesome. And I can do that. I'm actually good at that. I'm just sort of like, I've never really, the open mic, it's like I've got to kind of do my job and make sure things run smoothly. It's not exactly as radical as I would like to be, per se. I have to tone it down a lot, believe it or not. I tone it down a lot. I'm only on like 20% at the open mic. I can't really push it because, you know, the, it's a fragile environment. Let's just say that. And we can't be that. I'm loud. I'm even loud just doing that shit. I'm a loud performer. I don't know why. Something just comes out of me. I don't know what. Uh so anyway, I and then I had this idea because there was this thing where Tom Cruise like ate the placenta. He talked about it in like an Esquire, and it was like it was during that era where it was like him and Katie Holmes, so it was like he was already kind of like jumping the couch and shit. And now he's talking about eating the placenta, and you're just like, when shit goes against you in public perception, it's like there's this whole crazy momentum that like people are looking for shit to confirm, like, oh, Tom Cruise is a Scientologist piece of shit. And so it's like he abducted his wife, Katie Holmes, after like auditioning girlfriends for his human trafficking religion or whatever the fuck it is, cult. And he forced a child into her somehow. I'm wondering how Suri Cruz is doing. I hope Suri Cruz is okay, and I hope she has some kind of relationship with Tom Cruise. I mean, I don't know exactly what went on there, but Katie Holmes feels very like uh, she's got Tom Cruise blocked. Just like he is like he's out of her life. That's a no contact situation. I think it's like keep Tom Cruise away from my daughter. But what the fuck? They got married at. I mean, it did feel a bit fishy. Apparently, Tom Cruise is sexually attracted to fish. That's like one of the dark Hollywood rumors. They alluded to it on The Simpsons. Remember, Troy McClure was like in some kind of sex scandal with fish. Apparently, that's based on Tom Cruise. Who the fuck knows if that's true? I mean, that's an insane thing to say about somebody. Like, that might just be like some kind of Mossad propaganda. They need to fucking, slime Tom Cruise for some reason. So anyway, yeah, these Scientologists are good people. I mean, Bex is a fucking Scientologist. Giovanni Ribisi, Danny Masterson. No, not that last one. Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, so anyway, Tom Cruise ate the placenta. The freak, the fucking abuser freak. He's just now starting to like rehab that image. He had to make these horrible fucking action movies for 20 years. It doesn't seem like he's done. I mean, has he done like a real fucking acting job in like 20 fucking years? Like it really doesn't feel like it. Like he did Tropic Thunder and wasn't he was in some Lines for Lambs that was sort of like acting. I think that's the only movie I can name that like Tom Cruise that wasn't a fucking action movie. It's like he's a fucking good actor, man. This Digger movie, who knows? But it's like I'm glad he's doing like something that's like an actual fucking role, not just like running and hanging off a fucking plane or jumping out of the Burj Khalifa or whatever. It's like that's awesome, Tom Cruise. We love you. Fucking jump out of fucking space or whatever you want to do. You freak. You're an adrenaline junkie. And apparently, apparently he is like some very uniquely dialed in, like motivated. He's able to do these things. So good for him that he's like Buster Keaton in a way. He's like Jackie Chan, where it's like he kind of devised all these crazy fucking unprecedented stunts to get something on film. Like he literally do a halo jump and like he's always wanted to make a movie in space and shit. It's kind of fucking lame, but I like Born on the 4th of July or fucking Magnolia. I mean, Frank TJ Mackey, baby, for life. One of the icons of the game, Frank TJ Mackey. That'd be a funny clown character. Maybe I'll do Frank TJ Mackey at the next show. See, I'm constantly trying to think of bits. So it's like I don't know, how much of an idea do you go in with? Like you could go on stage as Frank TJ Mackey and just be that character. Like that would be. But is that a clown thing? I don't know. I heard. Okay, I was watching this fucking video, this Steve Martin masterclass popped up on my YouTube autoplay. I did not click it. It was without my consent. YouTube. I want that to be clear. And it was worth it. It knew exactly because it of course it referred intimately to like this hidden private knowledge that like is extremely private and like they there's no way Google should even know about it. It's none of their fucking business. But Gwen and Matthew Silver, shout out to Gwen and Matthew Silver, told me that like you have to make eye contact with the audience. It's like essential to doing clown that you have to make eye contact with the audience. And like that may be true. To actually do clown in the whatever the textbook, whatever sense, that's probably true, I guess. I don't know anything about that. To me, I'm just falling on my ass up there and going, what, what. I mean, I've got one clown set that's probably it was really bad. But it's like that's what the open mic is for. The open mic is to go and just kind of trash up the place. And then I sort of pulled it together for the show. So my third act. So my first act was the toxic male comedy, Manosphere podcasting, pregnant, well pregnant. My second act was having the baby. Yay, and giving birth, the miracle of life. And my third act was eating the placenta and meeting the baby. That's good too. Meeting the child, whatever. But more about eating the placenta, really, like Tom Cruise. And I mean, yeah, people do this. Apparently, there's tons of sodium in it. There's tons of protein. Who the fuck knows? It's just some weird paleo fucking thing to do. It's like, I don't know, it's primal. Tom Cruise is obviously a satanic pedo, so of course he's eating his child's afterbirth. It's how he gets his powers. It's how he's able to hang off a fucking 747 or whatever. Well, during takeoff. So God bless him for eating the placenta. I mean, Katie Holmes, did she consent to that? Did she sign any kind of legal Did you get a consent video? Tom Cruise about eating the placenta. I mean, it really belongs to the wife. It's really, does the mother eat the placenta? It's probably for the mother, right? I mean, I think they kind of cook it. It's like liver or something. It's like they kind of like, it's like sort of raw, but I think they like kind of braise it. They like sear it a little bit. It's like rare. They serve it kind of rare, I think. The placenta. So it's got tons of like metal, it's got tons of minerals in it. It's a superfood. I mean, rich people are probably eating placenta all the time. They probably get the placentas like set aside and shipped to the island. While they're doing the dentistry on the children or whatever, so they can't be found and identified. They're frying up some placenta and feeding on the. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be my act from now on. Giving birth. I mean, vaudeville. They had one act. They did it for like their whole lives. It's like you did one thing. You had one song, and you just fucking killed every fucking time. For me, maybe it's giving birth and eating the placenta. Well, I didn't exactly know how I was gonna like get the baby out. And I went and I bought a half a rotisserie chicken because I thought that would be the most accurate kind of cheap means to, like, and me, I mean, like, I am just like, this is one reason why I, live the way I do because I just take the cheap way out every single time. So I bought half a rotisserie chicken. I didn't buy a whole rotisserie chicken. I only had half a baby. And I just thought that would approximate like what a placenta probably, for $5. I spent $5. That was my budget for my act. I feel like that's worth it. The props make it come to life. So Gwen had this foam basketball. I put that in my shirt as my baby bump. I mean, I can't have kids. I haven't had kids in my real life. And so, I mean, I could, hopefully, someday. I mean, I can. I know I can, but I hope it happens. Well, right, we're all being financially excluded. It's a conspiracy to sterilize us basically. It's like they want to control the fucking genetics. You got to get rich, you got to win at capitalism to fucking procreate. You got to kill or be killed if your fucking sperm is worth anything. um I'm not gonna mention it. I was talking about Tom Cruise eating oh yeah, the clown thing. And so Mike Kramer, I don't know, it's like I've seen him. He's great. He's able to work as a team. He does those amazing like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Chainsaw Massacre, Sopranos, Nintendo 64. I mean, I'd like to come see it, but it's like I love the ideas of those shows and all those performers, and it's like it looks like so much fun, and it's like these amazing fucking shows they put on. And so, and he's in the clown show, and he works with Win, and he works with Front Row Phil. So I'm like, okay, like I know that this, and he's super, super nice guy, super fucking cool. And so I asked him to be the doctor to kind of, because I needed somebody to kind of give me the rotisserie chicken and just sort of help me get the baby out. Otherwise, I was just going to be up there by myself and I'd have to like grab it and, there'd be no subtlety to that. Like, there would be no like finesse to that. It'd be like I'd have to go and get the rotisserie chicken and and it's I don't know, it's fun to react. He added tons of fun shit that kind of like built it and it's like you can play off each other. This happens and so I'm screaming and I'm breathing. I'm doing my fucking what is it? Le Mans breathing or whatever the fuck it is that they do. Uh, so whatever. Well, the show kind of organically came together in kind of a miraculous way because I mean, I didn't tell them. There's like a fucking spreadsheet where you're supposed to tell what your act is and this and that, and I didn't really come up to it with it till the day of. Not that it's the fucking greatest idea, but I'm just workshopping my process here as a way of just like I'm just figuring out how to fucking. It's just doing these comedy acts. It's like you got to build this whole fucking thing, and like you think you can just go up and just like riff, but then it's like I came up with a bunch of funny shit beforehand that I was like, oh, I'll say this and I'll say this and I'll say this. And then, of course, I look at my notes afterwards, and it's like I didn't say any of that shit. I stole Peter Glissman's material. So the funny, okay, but the show like started off with Glenn Burton killing her dad. So it started off with Mike Kramer, who was Glenn Burton's dad, getting killed on stage. So it started off with a death, and it ended with a birth, with Mike Kramer delivering the baby. So it had kind of a poetic Benjamin Button reverse kind of death to birth Father's Day theme that just sort of was an accident, and that's the best way. These shows are fun because there really is kind of a fictional world and like it's like improv, but like with a little bit of a structure. Like everybody kind of knows their role, or like everybody's kind of got a character that they're, and the theme, I don't know, kind of helped honestly because it's like then it's like okay, this is the idea. I can hang it on this theme, and it just kind of resonates with everything else in the show. The theme was like men, so everybody was doing like um, real macho, but everybody's like in drag. It's all like women playing men. It's not men doing stupid men shit. So I stole the Arnold Schwarzenegger's idea and just was pregnant. And what could be more feminine than giving birth? Especially while you're trying to do your like Tony Hinchcliffe Netflix. So it's not like I blanked, but like I get up there and I'm like, I kind of just like I get into the next thing before I sort of like, sometimes you need to sit in the idea and like let it, like that's what these other clowns are so good at, is like they're so good at just like really scoring with the audience by like going into the idea and like improvising in the character. Me, it's like I'm still kind of, I don't know, just like in this weird in my head and like just trying to sort of, and the audience is not laughing. They're not laughing at the shit that you like planned or like what you thought they were going to laugh at or this or that. But maybe you'll find they'll laugh at something and you're like, okay, they like that. Um, and so you're like, okay, they're not laughing. Well, I'm just going to go into the next thing because this isn't working. But anyway, I did get a Peter Glissman joke out. I told the joke about we could probably do his whole act if we really had the time to remember it. But he has this joke. He's on a dating app for seniors. It's called Our Time Has Passed. And so that was the only fucking Peter. That was the only joke I could think of when I was up there. And Glenn Blurton thought it was funny. She got what I was doing. And so I come back after and I'm talking to Mike Kramer and he's like, you stole my joke. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that joke about our time has passed. That's my joke. And I'm like, I stole it from Peter Glissman. He's like, fucking Peter Glissman stole it from me. I used to do that joke at this. He said he used to do that joke at some open mic like 15 years ago. I don't, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be fucking. I just thought that was funny. I probably shouldn't be like ratting anybody out. That's one thing that drives me fucking crazy about this comedy culture is like they're the only people at the open mic that don't want you to film them because they're paranoid that like people are gonna see it and be like he sucks or whatever, and they don't want to have and like okay, I guess I get that, but like it's like they're so protective of like this material. It's like they do the same fucking material at every open mic. It's like it doesn't work ever. Yet they keep hammering away the same and uh the I mean obviously you shouldn't steal other people's material and like that is their bread and butter I guess or at least that's their kind of dogma about it is like wow this light is looking really nice is like if you film their act or something it's like well it's on tape and just like people can get it and should I wear my new glasses? I think these brown glasses kind of look good. Well, they said you can have high blood pressure if you have anxiety. They said, in fact, if you have anxiety, having high blood pressure is not even necessarily like a emergency, And I don't know, man. Just these doctors. I don't know if it's just this country, but it's like it just feels like every medical process is so traumatic and invasive in and of itself. It's like they don't think twice about like drawing your blood. And it's like they just want to do some tests or something. It's like look at my fucking arm. It's insane. Like my body, I'm anxious. I eat a lot of sodium and sugar. I can't fucking handle let's get a snack. I do need like fucking oh my god, I pulled my fucking calf muscle. Oh, but we're gonna miss that sunset. That sunset is really something special, isn't it? I mean, jizam. It's amazing. Uh gotta go get my fucking suits. I need more of my clothes and suits and shit. I don't know. Oh, my life is fucking insane. All right, I gotta sit here for a few more minutes. It just is too nice. Hold on, I'm gonna just leave this here. I'm gonna go get a Pop Tart. I'm gonna go get a toaster pastry. I'll be right back. Watch that sunset. Appreciate that sunset. Okay. Uh, I did get a number of copyright violations on the open mic YouTube video. Frank Sinatra's got really good lawyers. Anytime you do a Frank Sinatra song at the open mic, you're blocked. You're partially blocked. And then it's crazy because it recognizes like cover songs and shit. If somebody plays a cover of like a famous song, the AI fucking scanners will recognize it and be like, can't monetize. How am I ever going to monetize? I have 543 subscribers. I've got a fucking YouTube empire here. I don't give a fuck. I love cover songs. I think everybody should play cover songs. I mean, not to go on and on about the Beatles, but when you watch the Get Back stuff and you listen to Let It Be, and you hear them try to play like some of these rock and roll songs and shit, it's like, how did they get so bad? When you listen to them play cover songs in the early '60s, it's like unbelievable how fucking they know so many songs. They have all these different parts. They have vocal harmony parts, complicated arrangements between the three of them. Somehow they made it work with Pete Best. That's insane. They were so good that even with Pete Best, like people were like blown away by them. Not that he's the worst, but like I like the guy. I think he got a raw deal. That's like your biggest fear when you're in a band. You don't want to end up like Pete Best. I don't think he's had like I don't know a bad life. He's still alive, and it's like it was never gonna work. Like it's not like he got fucked over or something. It's like he wasn't the right person for that job. And I'm sick of people shitting all over Ringo. I mean, I guess that's why these social media apps just feed me this slop. It's like they pick the most like popular, critically successful thing that ever happened. It's like Sopranos clips and like the Beatles. So it's like I see all these fucking clips of the Beatles in TikTok and Twitter on fucking YouTube or the Sopranos. It's like, well, yeah, because it just works. It works for like most people. It's the best TV show ever made. It's the best fucking pop band ever. Like it's kind of lowest common denominator. It's just like just crank that in a Twitter feed. Throw some racism and some bump fights in there. We got ourselves a new social media app, a new approach. I mean, it's gonna take like a week or so for my hair to kind of like set in. Maybe I should cut my fucking sideburns too. I don't know. I kind of want to go shorter, but I'm always a little bit cautious to cut it. I don't know why. Uh, so yeah, the open mic we still did great. It was still fun. The rain kind of like. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about this. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Shout out to my friend Dan the Man Ninen. Uh he gifted me with this. This is a fucking copy of Alex Van Halen's memoir, Brothers. I love fucking Van Halen and the drummer, man. The ass kicker. I'd like to see Alex Van Halen get I mean if he wants to. And so it's autographed by Alex Van Halen himself. I mean, how badass is that? Fuck, where's the there it is. I mean, that is pretty fucking sweet. It's a nice gift. And it's got these fucking Van Halen backstage passes in it. So it's like, there's the Van Halen backstage pass to the Van Halens. So I can't wait to read it. I actually will read this book. I think kind of like maybe the most or one of the most undersung genres is like celebrity memoirs or just like memoirs. You can't beat a firsthand account of anything. Like, that's something on theme time. Bob Dylan is always talking about. Peter Wolf gave me some fucking book by, some guy that was like a side man or, Glenn Johns. I remember Glenn Johns had a book about the Beatles. He was their recording engineer. And so it's just like the whole book is his perspective, his side of the story. This is how he remembers it. And here's how they recorded this shit. Here's what they did to problem solve and this and that. So it's like, maybe it's not 100% totally accurate, but it's his side of the story. And it's like it's firsthand account. So it's like you can read a bunch of different books and sort of get a more kind of like full vision of one subject. If you just read one fucking biography or a lot of times these people that write the biographies and stuff, it's like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just some hack academic who's trying to carve out some fucking area of study or something. Every once in a while you get a Robert Caro, but uh I like this idea of like, just go straight to the source and these people are not they might only write one fucking book in their whole life, but it's like fuck yeah, I'll read Alex Van Halen's book. I want to hear his fucking you know tale of Ted Templeman and what happened with Diver Down and OU 812. And I mean, this guy was a huge part of this shaping the sound of the 80s, sound of the future, baby. So there you go, Alex Van Halen, man. Yeah. Um. Well, the gentleman who gifted me with the book was saying that he sort of, I think he knew people that worked for David Lee Roth or something. He was able to get tickets and this and that, and we were just sort of talking about how people are trashing David Lee Roth. It's like it's another one of these things where like if you go viral for like a bad thing, like it can ruin your whole shit. Like Corey Feldman or Wayne Newton, or like I mean, I don't know exactly the whole story with Jack Schlossberg, but like I was talking to my friend who like works, like helps out with the fucking campaign and shit. And so I was just hearing his point of view about it, and it's like the way that the prevailing he when he started on TikTok, he was sort of viral. I mean, maybe that was some kind of fucking propaganda or some shit, but like New York desperately wants a JFK Jr. They desperately want this like unicorn son of the fucking Camelot or whatever hunk, whatever, and so, who went to Georgetown. It's like they want Jack Schlossberg to be JFK Jr. Like they really wanted that, but it's like every generation gets the JFK Jr. they deserve. And these millennials are, I guess, is he a millennial? But he had pretty good fucking kind of like Cameron Winter. They seeded the fucking social media apps and shit, and this psyop that made you think Jack Schlossberg was like this hot guy or whatever. But his mom is Caroline Kennedy, and his dad is Ed Schlossberg or something. I think he's a artist. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I think he's Jewish or he's half Jewish or like I wouldn't say he's like pro Israel, but like his take on it is no nuanced, and like people try to get him to say free Palestine or this and that, like he won't do it. And so, on TikTok, like the fucking public perception turned on him extremely quickly. And I think my friend was saying he has like the most pro-Palestine fucking position of all the candidates, and it's like I don't know exactly what it is, but I mean I'm pretty sure it's like stopping the fucking genocide or whatever. But once that momentum and that weight starts to like crumble against you, like you're not getting out from under that. And I don't think he'll win. And so, somebody who's more to the right of him will win. And I think he was saying something about it was like pro-Israel lobbies that were the ones that were like sliming him because they don't want him to get elected. I don't fucking know. I haven't really looked into it. It's voting. Was it today? I think it was today. Fuck, I missed it. Fuck, I probably should have voted, but maybe next. I mean, it's June. Why is there's an election in June? Like, what the fuck? I thought it was in November. Why is there an election? I mean, is that how many elections a year are there? I guess I should know this. Just sad that I don't. I guess that shows what I really know about how our government works. I thought there was one election every 4 years. We just bitched about it the rest of the time and weren't able to do anything about it. Apparently, there's one in June. And I think it was a primary or something. They're trying to primary these fucking establishment candidates or this and that. Uh, how did I start talking about fucking Jack Schlossberg? I didn't really mean to talk about Jack Schlossberg. Well, yeah, he's I don't know. Public sentiment is really he reminds me of the typical kind of Democrat politicians where like maybe he has a little bit of charisma, he's smart, and but he's not really like he was complaining about social media and you have to make everything into a fucking TikTok video and you have to kind of like boil your message down to like a 90-second and it's like he was just complaining about it in sort of like a petty way. And so yeah, he does seem like probably that shit is not going to look good in the public eye, like shit like that matters. A few little campaign faux pas can sink your whole fucking thing unless you're Donald Trump. Then you could just make every goddamn faux pas you can imagine. I mean, Trump is almost like a Naked Gun movie at this point. It's almost like if Frank Drebin was the fucking president. Just the fucking calamitous, kind of clumsy. All right, I'll be right back. Check out this sunset, everybody. yeah, yeah. So I have lost 5 or 6 maybe or YouTube subscribers since I stopped smoking weed, sort of. And there you go. The proof is in the pudding. People only watch this to watch me smoke weed. Well, I think I was just, when I don't smoke. Well, first of all, it's been a long time since I've gone that long without smoking. Uh, but I don't know. I'm probably pretty cranky. I'm probably pretty uptight. I'm probably pretty negative. It's a way easier to have a conversation. It's way easier to interact with people when you're not high, to be honest, sometimes. I don't know. Maybe it's always easy. I guess I'm just psyching myself out. It- I don't know. I don't want to be chemically dependent on it. And I'm not like in a bad mood, but I do feel like probably more negative. But I don't know. I think people, I don't know, think I'm less of a weirdo, maybe. I get that's maybe it's what every high person thinks. People think I'm a weirdo because I'm high, or they think they know I'm high, or whatever. Oh yeah, should I put on my Medicaid glasses? I'm just gonna reveal them, everybody. All right, this is the big reveal. You got to let me know what you think. Which would you prefer? There you go. Look like Colonel Sanders. These are my Bob Odenkirk 80s SNL writer, Kevin Costner JFK, Ansel Berrigan glasses. Let me know what you think. This is my Michael Douglas falling down? When you get really old, you get glasses like this, like LBJ. After the presidency, he had glasses, like this. Every old person that was like my parents' grandparents had glasses like this. Everybody with white hair. They had white hair and they had Michael Douglas falling down glasses. So I don't know. These ones are maybe more like cocky. I don't know. I feel like they have more kind of riz. I don't know. But these are more serious maybe. I don't know. We can go back and forth, I guess, They're just like outfits. Sometimes you wear one, sometimes you wear the other, depending what kind of look. Ugh. Uh yeah, I was watching this fucking ECW documentary popped up on my goddamn TikTok. Back into wrestling, everybody. I know a huge portion of my fan base are wrestling fanatics. They're marks. They're ECW marks. This documentary popped up. I think it was the WWF one that they produced, and it was like Shawn Michaels talking about. Well, we were kind of. I can't do it, Shawn. I'll work on that off the stream, maybe. Uh, he was saying that like they judged ECW, or like they looked down on them, but I forget the word he used. But he's like, well, within that there may have been a little bit of envy because they could do things that we couldn't do. They could do whatever they wanted. So I do think maybe Shawn Michaels did feel hamstrung, seems like, by WWF, Vince McMahon or something. Uh yeah, these are my new glasses. Let us know how you feel in the comments. If you're out there, comment. Maybe I will cut more of my hair. Fuck. I want like a summer short. It's kind of too long, I think. I always kind of end up cutting it the same length. Uh, and then Bubba Ray Dudley. Bubba Ray Dudley was saying he did every fucking. He did the advertising. He'd set the ring up. He'd drive the truck. He said he booked the shows. Bubba Ray Dudley would like fucking call the arenas and like book the gigs. He said he did every job. And the point being, I guess Paul Heyman never had any money. That was part of the ECW miracle, part of what made it work economically, because he didn't pay any of his wrestlers. He exploited them. But like they all wanted to be a part of it because they knew it was something special, and it was almost like a studio. You know, if you look at the way that those guys developed their characters in ECW, it gave them. It's Paul Heyman, who is like, you know, a pretty fucking highly intelligent guy and definitely one of the best minds in the business. And just as far as like an entertainment impresario, like Paul Heyman is worth taking a look at. He's still relevant. He's still fucking, you know, at WrestleMania and shit. He's more respected. It's kind of hard to believe. He's grown into like this elder. He looks like Alfred Hitchcock. He's like the Winston Churchill of wrestling. He looks like well, no. And thank God he is. This is a guy who ran ECW, which was like sort of like porn wrestling or something. It was like that level of production. And now he's like, you know, Roman Reigns fucking spokesman or whatever the fuck it is, or Brock Lesnar, or like he's on the WrestleMania like after he said, and he's into it. You know, he said he wants to do it forever because he loves doing it. So hopefully, fucking whoever it is, Netflix or who the fuck bought it, Endeavor or whatever, TKO. TK owns the I think both the WWE and UFC. Is that true? They kind of just married the two under digital. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, I just took a shower, so my hair is like sort of growing in and shit. Uh, Medicaid. Okay, these are your tax dollars at work, people. That came directly out of your paycheck. I did not pay a dime as a transplant. No, I'm just kidding. I know that's fucked up. Uh, I mean, thank God New York is, you know, a socialist style place in a lot of ways. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. Is I get free fucking healthcare. Yeah. I heard somebody say I probably shouldn't say that on the internet. I mean, nobody's watching, so it doesn't matter. A lot of people do. A lot of people who are like struggling, whatever service industry people qualify because they don't make any fucking money. And thankfully, New York is like a humane place where like they actually care about these things. You know, there's a shelter system, there's a voucher system, there's free health. You know, there's a bunch of different kind of free programs you take advantage of. NYCHA. So let's go back to the others and see what you think now. Isn't that more cocky and it's like peacocking, like Frank T.J. Mackey. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, does having no money make it so you can do anything? Well, I don't know. I mean, that was a certain place in time, the '90s. I somehow that none of that stuff was against the law, so they could push the boundaries and I mean, and it was before CTE and all that shit. These guys were just slamming each other in the head with fucking chairs and etc. You know, stapling each other. I mean, look at New Jack hitting people with vacuum cleaners, jumping off of fucking buildings and shit. I mean, I don't think ECW was like garbage wrestling. Like Cornette says it's garbage wrestling. Cornette hates ECW because he looks at it as like it ruined the biz or something. It ruined kayfabe, and it's not really like. And you know, he's not, from his point of view, he's not wrong. But like ECW, I think artistically was innovative, and like it wasn't garbage. It to me it was the most exciting. I mean, I haven't watched some of those fucking pay-per-views recently. Maybe they aren't as exciting as they were when I was a kid, but there was something about ECW that was different than like whatever Combat Zone Wrestling or like these stupid indie deathmatch things or AEW or TNA or whatever the fuck is out there now. Like ECW had an aesthetic that was sort of like grunge, you know, like grunge sort of like shaped that sort of lo-fi 90s cable. Paul Heyman's got a fucking ponytail. I mean, he looks like he should be on Stern show. How is Paul Heyman? Has he ever been on Howard Stern? Like, there had to have been some kind of Paul Heyman, Howard Stern crossing paths. Like, if not, why not? Like Stern, you need to get on it. Get fucking Paul Heyman on there, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Stern. He probably had Hogan on. I think. I seem to remember watching a Hogan. Of course, he's a dirtbag. Look at that beautiful fucking sunset. I mean, there's beauty in rain too. God damn it. Oh, I pulled a muscle on my calf. Fuck. 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 I'm all out of sodium and sugar products. What am I going to eat now? I'm going to have to eat actual food. I need things that from a box that I put into a microwave. I mean, I don't even know what to eat because my body, I guess, is so fucking toxic that like I should have salads, but like to be honest, I don't really trust the salad at like. It's not that I don't trust it, but it's like, the produce at Trader Joe's is garbage. I guess I could go to the regular grocery store and get stuff. I was doing sweet potatoes for a while, but it's really hard to like take care of yourself and eat. How do I got to imagine most adults are not doing a good job. I mean, maybe I'm. It's hard for me to believe that I'm that much more unhealthy than like your average fat ass at fucking BW3s or whatever, or Dairy Queen, or fucking the bar, or Margaritaville, or have you seen this guy on TikTok? Probably not. I'm a TikTok addict. Uh, Mullet reviews. He reviews Chinese buffets. He's in it. He's from, of course, he's from fucking Ohio, and I won't get personal about it, but he's from Southwest Ohio, and he's good. Don't get me wrong, the dude is hilarious, and like his idea is like brilliant. The stuff he chooses to eat, it's like, damn, dude, like he has pizza, macaroni and cheese, crab rangoon, every fucking place he goes. It's like that's not even Chinese food. I mean, crab rangoon is, but like pizza and macaroni and cheese, I didn't even know they fucking had that. Every fucking Chinese buffet has got pizza for some reason. I used to go to this Chinese buffet in college. It was on Union Street at OU. The one year I did go away to college for 1 year. I went to Ohio University Athens for 1 year. It's kind of hard to believe that I even fucking did that actually. I did go away to college, so I lived in a dorm. It was dope. I loved it. It was incredible. I wish I could have afforded it. But Court Street was like the main drag in Athens, Ohio. Athens is an amazing place. I mean, it would not be a bad place to live, to be honest. It's a pretty fucking cool place. Now that I'm older, I can appreciate it, but uh I'm sure there's a bunch of backwards redneck Republican bullshit, you know, pro life idiot, whatever, out there too. I'm sure there's a lot of Trump and, lock her up murals and shit. There's probably a lot of anti Obama sentiment, but it's also a college town. In any case, so Court Street, me and my girlfriend, my first girlfriend I ever had, we were sort of like, I don't know. We were eaters. I don't know. She was into food. I was into, so there was this fucking Chinese buffet on Court Street. I think it was like $8 or $9. Which like we were fucking freshmen in college. And so it was like a miracle. It was like, holy shit, they're gonna give you all of this food. Like we had no concern whatsoever about diet or anything. They literally had McDonald's chicken nuggets. I don't know if they were from McDonald's, but like they were literally exactly like the McDonald's chicken nuggets. All you can eat. And so it's like I think they had sushi, all these fucking Chinese buffets have got sushi. It's really a variety of cuisines. And it's a great value. I mean, I don't know. Is it non-toxic? I'm not sure. Like is a Chinese buffet like fucking is a Chinese buffet fucking like is there a way to do that that's like, organic and gluten free and doesn't, no fucking MSG. People on Reddit say that MSG is like actually not bad for you. I don't really believe that. I mean, so it's like I can't eat a bunch of fucking Chinese food, really. I don't even know if I would go to a Chinese buffet, to be honest, having seen these videos. Not that they look bad, they look good for what they are, but like, I don't know what I could actually eat there. I guess but the sushi is like, I don't know, it's some kind of weird, I don't even know how they make it cheap. They make it so it like tastes like a little more stiff or whatever. But me and my first girlfriend would walk, that was like our date. We'd go to the fucking Chinese buffet and they eat chicken nuggets on Court Street before she dumped me for a guy who had a mohawk. That was like traumatic to me at 19 years old. Whatever, who cares? I don't even know why I fucking cared about it. It was stupid. Good for her. Go watch Friends with the straight edge guy who has a mohawk. Oh my god. All right. Well, that's a whole other fucking chapter of my life of insanity, having just being an idiot, not really understanding how to fucking live, comport yourself, not knowing what's right in front of you, just letting your ego make your decisions. Well, I think like part of the mafia fantasy and like Sopranos, it's like, what if you could just do what your ego wanted to do? It's like you're able to act out like your ego impulses, which are like, I guess Uncle Junior killed Christopher Moltisante's dad, Dickie Moltisante, because he said some like joke about him. It's like he didn't like the joke, so they killed the guy. And like that's what Johnny Sack wants to do with Ralph Cifaretto, because he made the joke about Guinea's wife, his wife's mole on her ass. Oh, speaking of 98 pounds, I hear Jenny Sachs having a 98-pound mole removed from her ass, or whatever the fuck he says. And so he wants to kill the guy. That's like what your ego is. Like, oh, this fucking guy, like he fucking insulted me, or like he pissed me off, or he's not doing what I want him to do. Let's just fucking whack this guy. Like we got to just kill him. Real people can't do that. I mean, some people do. They go to jail. So usually, I guess, sometimes. But I don't know. It's just like it's all just a big ego fucking pudding. It's just a humble pie of just like lesson after lesson after lesson. New methods of new complex plot lines in your life. There's always some kind of storyline. There's always some kind of like, fuck. This is the thing I got to deal with now. This is this episode. This is this chapter. It's funny. Funny shit happens on the way because people are crazy. That's all you can do is just laugh and just enjoy it. Just enjoy, the opportunities that are handed to you in this little flea circus that is our community. And may it go on and on and on. I hope this can just continue on. This whole kind of like giant network of just like open mics and live shows and performances and amateur, you know, or not even amateur, just artists, everywhere. We had KB Numkowski last night. Shout out, I ran into him in Abel Leibwald Park out front of St. Mark's. I think that's where it was. Yeah, yeah, it was. When I was doing the typewriter poetry thing. So he came and read at the fucking open mic last night. It was dope. So, it's like it's a feast. It's a movable feast. And it's a robust, there was a lot, even on a night where it's like kind of up and down because of the rain, and I don't know. It's like yeah, I don't know. The rain just kind of put like a more subdued, but it was good. I mean, I'm starting with like quiet hour with Jeff's readings. I think that's going well. I think it's more like a regular poetry reading where it's like more kind of just like quiet and people listening, and it's a more kind of like uh considerate, vulnerable, quiet, and people are good. They're up and down quickly. So it's like, I'm able to get 8 or 9 or 10 people out of the way, and they get, they get attention because there's, that's when the most people are there. Ay, ay, ay. So it's a win-win-win. Okay, we're just trying to make everybody win. That's all we want. We want you to win. We to win. We want everybody to win. My God. I don't know. So I've got all these fucking shows in July. I've got 5 Thursdays in July at Long Island City Rooftop. So I got to figure out how to book these fucking shows. I've already asked a lot of people. If I've asked you, just come to any of them and you can play. We'll figure it out. If I've asked you, it's by invitation only, okay? It's not an open mic. But, oh God, I don't know. This open mic, it's like, I feel like it's always changing, always morphing. It's always new scenes coming in. They're there for a little while, then they leave, they go off, do something else. It's always kind of interchanging all these different kind of scenes. And it's a mixture, it's a mingling of, there was a clown contingent for a long time. And they're still represented, definitely. Last night, this guy, I think his name's Alex Singer, he did a really wonderful piece that, it just throws the right ingredient into the sauce. It's like making a dish, and you want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You want some variety. Good writers, fucking, we're lucky. People came out even though it was raining. It was like it was still, the energy is we're partying too hard is the problem. This is what always happens with me, okay? Always, always, always. Okay? As soon as you start having a good time, as soon as you really start cracking into something, then it's like, oh shit. Something happens and it's like, okay, we gotta fucking usually well, I don't want to say it because it's like it's just too truthful. But to put it in a way that's like generic or like not specific, it's like we kind of are having too much fun, which sucks because it just helps. It just helps everybody. That's the point, is to get everybody having a good time. And God damn it. But, like I said, it's just kind of another uh um phase, and we're embracing it, and it will change into something else, and it always does. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get most of the writers that I get are kind of like sprinklings of people that are just kind of rolling through one at a time. I mean, there are people that sort of like come every week that are writers that are like very serious about it. But they sort of just come, it's at this point I'm almost just like an administrator. Like it's not reflective totally of like my personal taste or something. It's like, I respect all of these people, as artists and stuff. Uh, but it's also an open mic, and it's like I'm there to facilitate whoever the fuck signs up. And there are definitely people that like I do feel like are representative of like what I don't know, into. They're usually the weirder shit, I guess. Like things like John King or Oliver Bear or Jason Trachtenberg, or not that there's a lot of amazing stuff. Like don't get me wrong, but like you key into a certain kind of like, because it's New York City, and it's like there used to be this kind of like frazzled, kind of dangerous, I don't know, like cracked vibe. And so it's like you need a little bit of that. To even have that in the room is like special. And I don't know, it's like it's supposed to be a punk rock, it's the East Village. It's like it's right around the fucking street from CBGB. It's like it's supposed to be a fucking punk rock thing. It's not supposed to be a fucking suburb for a bunch of fucking white fraternity brothers like myself. I mean, I wasn't in a fraternity really ever. No, I played Halo a lot. I mean, that was kind of like a fraternity, and I was in theater, so that's like kind of a fraternity. But the English program is like that. Like theater, it's all about gathering. It's like you're in plays. with the same fucking group of people. You really get to know them. You're in classes with them. You go out to the bar after with them. You go to parties. It's like you're this group of like the theater in crowd or whatever. And at Ohio State University, I don't know. I've always been a snob, I guess. Well, I don't know. It goes beyond that, I suppose. It's what we are confronted with. So anyway, um, should I talk about theater at Ohio State? People are sick of talking about the open mic forever and ever and ever. It's not. Well, I don't know. I don't know. It's something that happens, and it's like I want to record the experience, and I'm kind of it's a diary that I put on the internet for some stupid reason. They baited me with unlimited storage and a small niche, micro niche audience of the super hip. I feel like my sensibility like was shaped in like 1997. That's like where I stopped. I think with I don't know, with a lot of people you can kind of tell where they just like stopped, where they just like stopped caring about, I think as an artist as you get older, like that's one of the hard things about comedy is like I just feel like all my references are like so fucking old. And so it's like I don't know, comedy has changed a lot in the last 15 or 20 years and you want to do something like new. But like when you're middle-aged, it's like you're not going to be like the vanguard, really. I don't think. I don't think it's possible. I think that people that are like major artists or whatever, it's like by the time they're 20 years old, they're doing something that's like uh groundbreaking and whatever. New. It sounds new. And oh, I don't know. So as a middle-aged person, as somebody who's over the hill, um is that who are there artists that have done that? Who are still on the cutting edge? Maybe somebody like Bowie, was he able to he was able to kind of change his sound to incorporate like industrial and like 90s rap metal type guitar textures. He worked, he'd have DJs remix his fucking songs and shit. That's a big thing in like, I don't know, club culture. So he was still like trying to be as new as possible. But I don't know, the things that are new when you're young, when you do them when you're old, they're old. Like somebody like Allen Ginsberg, he came up with that shit when he was what, like 30? When did Howl come out? I think he was 30, maybe. Maybe he was older than that, 35. And it was like, that was a sound that nobody had heard. It was like a new thing. But then it's like you see him when he's old, he's doing the same shit. It's like, oh, it kind of sounds old now. It's just kind of like tired. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I guess the idea is to just make something that works no matter what. You should be able to do that some if you really have the goods. Oh shit, I dropped my fucking camera tripod. Fuck. Okay, where was I? What else? I mean, well, shit, still have time. Fuck, I thought I was like way over. Uh Should I put? Yeah, let me put my other glasses on again. Somebody's just tuning in. Like I said, let us know in the comments which you think are cooler or whatever going forward. These are kind of like my backup pair. So just wanted to, they kind of like blend in with my eyebrows. It's like, shit. Let us know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Professor Zhang is doing these fucking Dante lectures. I'm not sure if people are checking those out. He's super religious. He had this whole thing about gay people today. Holy shit. What did he say? Gay people are like good for bureaucracy or something because they're super self interested. I mean, I don't know. It was like borderline hate speech. Well, he thinks that it's like gay people are just like self-indulgent or something. It's all about like themselves. It's like they're the product of, I don't know. I don't know. It's not even worth repeating during Pride Month, for God's sake. So this is one reason. He goes, I haven't really been watching because it's like he live streams like 4 hours a day talking about Dante, and uh it's a noble effort. I appreciate, and I'm glad he's doing it. Like you can tell that he's like aware that he has this platform and he's like famous and all this, and he's using it to negotiate what he wants to do going forward. Like I think he said he's going to move out of China. He quit his job. I mean, it seems a little bit like a narcissistic ego explosion. Where it's like, oh, now that he sort of blew up on YouTube and he's also on these dumb podcasts and shit. He's on like Jimmy Dore podcast and Sneeko. He loves Sneeko. Has he been on Tucker Carlson yet? I'm not sure if did they have Professor Zhang on Tucker Carlson yet? He's on all of the right wing podcasts. He loves Candace Owens. Is he going to be on Tim Dillon podcast? I don't know. He'll probably be on fucking Infowars or you name it. Theo Vaughn. I think he said he likes Theo Vaughn. I think he dreams of being on Joe Rogan. That's like Professor Zhang's like greatest dream. It's like, oh, I could be on Rogan, and then I'll be really famous, and then I'll just be fucking rich. I'll be a billionaire. But it's like you can tell he likes teaching. He wants to spread knowledge, and he's very passionate about Dante. But it's religious to him. He's so effusive about Dante and how Dante is the greatest writer. He says Shakespeare's like simple compared to Dante. Like Dante is working in like a more. It's like I don't know. Maybe there's truth to that in some way, but I'm glad he's doing it. But like, I was curious to see what would happen with the view counts because like the people who tune into him to hear him talk about like the Strait of Hormuz or fucking Pax Judaica or whatever, are gonna like not probably be into like a 4-hour lecture every single day about like the first five cantos of the Inferno or whatever, and then they'll do it a little bit at a time. And it's like, granted, he's getting thousands of people to watch this stuff, and that in and of itself is like a huge victory for literature. The fact that he's even like dragging people through his. You can tell he kind of wants to be Harold Bloom or something. I don't know. I don't know that I've really learned a lot from it. He was doing this whole he asked his students a lot of questions. They're pretty smart, I guess, but I don't know why he was talking about how gay people are self-indulgent. Well, he was saying, because it's all about punishing people with the crime that they've committed. Like, oh, it's like it's poetic justice. It's like they did this in life, they were total egomaniacs, so in death they're gonna have to eat their own shit forever or whatever it is. I don't. That's the whole book. It's just like, and then on this little part of this plateau, it's like they fucking tortured the people this way. They put fucking chainsaws up their ass. And then right here next to it, it's like that's where they had the human centipede wing. Check this shit out. And then the big climax is like Judas Iscariot, I think maybe Pontius Pilate. I forget who the three big. This was way before Hitler, obviously. I think Caesar maybe was one of the biggest uh heathens of all time. It's a great. I mean, I'd like to read the whole thing. I only read the Inferno. I mean, it is translated. It's that terza rima, so it's rhyming triplets. It's like it's not um uh the translations are, I'm sure, wildly differentiating. I don't even know what the fucking. I think John Ciardi, that was the one that Harold Bloom recommended, but they've probably since done a bunch. I think. There are certain, like Robert Pinsky, I think, did the Inferno. From time to time, some fucking professor takes a crack at it or whatever. I don't know what's the big Dante translation, because it's rhyming. So it's like there's a choice you have to make. And Italian language has got way more rhymes because it has way more feminine endings, so it's easier to rhyme things than in English. So it's like the translation has to make a decision right there. Are they going to do that or not? And how the fuck are they going to do it? Because everybody has already tried to translate this thing. So how are you going to do it any different and make it rhyme and do something nobody's ever thought of before? See, I am curious what the best Dante translations are. I mean, you'd think Professor Yang would. He probably did talk about it. I don't listen that closely, but it is definitely not as interesting as listening to him talk about geopolitics. And so I was just curious how many people in the comments were thinking that. We're like, "Hey, fuck this. We hate this. Why are you doing this?" I was wondering how it was going to affect his Mark Musa. That doesn't sound good at all. I want a poet who translated it. It doesn't seem like that many poets have translated it. The best translation I found ended in is by John Ciardi. That's what I said originally. Alan Mendelbaum? I doubt it. I mean, just like if it's not a poet doing it, to be honest, I'm just not really interested. I'm kind of surprised that there isn't some kind of just like standard. There's no Alexander Pope or fucking. I mean, Dorothy L. Sayers. This is a Facebook. Wow. I mean, this is. I'm shocked, actually. I mean, that would be a fucking Robert and Gene Hollander. That's probably the one that I think Robert Hollander and Gene Hollander are poets. So that might be the one that's like, yeah. Robert Pinsky did the Inferno, like I said. Clive James. That sounds British. I don't know. That could be good, but I'm kind of surprised because it's like I feel like a few translations of like Homer have come out, like the Robert Fagels or whatever. I read some when I was in college taking Homer class. This translation had literally just come out. It was brand new, and then I think they came out with a new one a couple years ago that a woman wrote, just to like get a different gender. So I'm surprised that there aren't just like shitloads of Dante translations by. I mean, it's long. It's a long piece. I guess it's like 1,000 cantos or 99 cantos. It's 100 cantos. It's like 3 of 33 and then plus 1, I think. I haven't read the whole thing. I only read like the suffering part. So, God bless Professor Zhang for trying to spread his fucking religious propaganda. And he's moving. I don't know. He probably wants to move to New York. He with Jay Talib. He definitely seems like he's got a vendetta against the Yale people. Like he went to Yale. They probably treated him like shit. They were probably racist. He went there like in the 90s. And so he went and he's like a high school teacher. Like that. To be honest, I have a lot more respect for high school teachers than fucking college professors. Like high school teachers work 5 days a week, and it's like they are babysitters for like none of these kids even wants to be there. College kids, it's like they're engaged, they sort of like if they wouldn't want to be there, they'll just drop out or whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's not always easy, but like it's definitely not like being a fucking high school teacher. That would be a fucking nightmare. But like it's honorable. It's like, god damn, I can't believe there's even that many people that will do that. Uh it's a lot of responsibility and like 5 days a week, fucking 9 months a year. I mean, they get a few months off, I guess, but ah, college professors like have all this kind of status in our fucking society. It's like they work like 2 days a week. They fucking need to take time off to like work on their book or like they need a sabbatical or it's like they don't do shit. They certainly don't work as hard as fucking high school teachers. It's just more a way to like support their own career, doing whatever, going to conferences, flying around, being in, bourgeoisie. Uh, if you're lucky, if you can make it, into some kind of fucking tenured position or whatever, associate position. In any case, why did I start talking about high school teachers? I was talking about uh, Professor Zhang. So he's not a professor; he's a high school teacher. So as soon as he gets famous, what does he do? He's like, "Fuck these high school kids! I'm out of here. I'm moving back to the United States. God damn it! Fuck China. You think they'll let him out of China? Maybe I don't know if he wants to go back to Canada. He grew up in Canada. He grew up in like Toronto, I guess. And so, uh, Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, so he wants to get the fuck out of China as soon as possible and be a star in the United States, probably. He probably wants to, I don't know, he wants to go back to Yale and rub it in all our faces. I mean, I don't necessarily, I think there's a reason why he's a high school teacher in China. He's got some pretty homophobic, like anti Semitic fucking ideas, but that's why he's huge on YouTube. They love that. That's like a huge part of that boosts the algorithm. Tons of people want that slop. Peter Thiel wants you to watch it. My dad was saying something about. I talked to my dad on the phone on Father's Day. Shout out to my dad. Love you, Dad. Uh, he was saying something about Peter Thiel and these ruling class people. It's like they want us to be uncomfortable. They want to make it as hard for us as possible. They want, it's like they want to work you. And it's like they just want to destroy us. Basically, they don't want us to be able to fight back. It's like a right now. It's like sort of like a subtle war. It's like the cost of everything's going up. Cost of living is going up. Can't afford a place to live. You got to eat. You know, it was just interesting how they raised the price of fast food almost before the rest of the inflation started. Like fast food suddenly got expensive, like what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, suddenly fucking after the pandemic, all the fast food companies decided let's milk this. And suddenly Taco Bell fucking hard tacos $3. You got to be out of your mind. Should be 59 cents or whatever it was. 79 cents. $3. Like a beef supreme burrito is like $6. It's like this is not a real restaurant. You understand that? This is Taco Bell. We don't come here to get real food. We come here because we're goy cattle and they feed us cheaply so we can so we'll do our jobs or whatever and not kill them. But now it's just like crank up the suffering. Crank up the heat on the frog in the boiling pot. And so it's just like, I don't know, people are just being like the life expectancy in this country is just have to fucking plummet. I'll tell you, my estimation of him as a man just fucking plummeted. Fucking plummeted. Yeah, standard of living in this country just, I mean, we're all being wiped out, but like in a sort of like systemic, uh, almost imperceptible way. It's like you can't really uh even see it happening almost. So it's like how are you going to pin that on anybody? It's just like pollution or like the environment. It's just like, okay, well, they're just destroying it. There isn't really any way to like tabulate that exactly or get people to take responsibility for it. And, uh, shit. And, just kill everybody. Bad food, stress. I mean, what's more stressful than not being able to pay your rent, not having a place to live, not being able to pay your bills, having to work all the fucking time, eating bad food because it's too expensive to eat what, people who are going to survive can eat. I was watching this fucking clip popped up in my YouTube algorithm feeding me slop, feeding me boomer slop. The YouTube algorithm knows I love boomer slop. It's figured me out. And it showed me, I didn't click this video once again. It was from Give My Regards to Broad Street, which is McCartney's musical that he made in the 80s, which I'm curious about. I mean, some of the renditions that I've heard in the movie are not great, to be honest. I don't really like the version of Here, There, and Everywhere in it or Yesterday. It's cool that he did it, and I'd like to see the movie. It looks like a cool movie, but he probably could have did well. Anyway, so I saw this clip of this song. I'm not such a bad boy no more or something. Well, perhaps unsurprisingly, it's a fucking banger. McCartney, who knew he had such a deep Bench because Deep Catalog because when I was a kid, all people just shit on all of his solo like Wings. Wings was like a punchline. Wings sucks. Wings is like a joke. After the Beatles, he's like in fucking Wings. Like, give me a break. He's playing with his wife. Like, that's fucking lame. His wife sucks. She can't sing. She can't play the keyboards. Bring out Led Zeppelin. Yikes. So anyway, this fucking song, he's playing with Ringo and Linda and probably somebody from fucking Wings Out. But then there's this guy Chris Spedding, who I never knew McCartney played with, but he was I'm always seeing him on fucking this guy Rob Stoner's Facebook page. Rob Stoner was a bass player during that Rolling Thunder review, and he's played on tons of shit. He played on American Pie, but he played with Link Ray and Robert Gordon. And that's two of my favorite artists, to be honest. I'm a huge Robert Gordon and Link Ray fan. They were doing really good shit during like the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, Link Ray always did good shit. Link Ray is probably the best guitar player, to be honest. If I had to pick one fucking guitar player, what Link Ray does is just so different. He creates these fucking cinematic narratives with no words or anything. And he's rock and roll, but he's a good singer too. I like his singer. So anyway, I think I follow this fucking Rob Stoner guy on Facebook. He's been getting more recognition, which is good. He's on tour of Europe with Scarlett Rivera. I mean, that's pretty cool. He's sort of a musical like encyclopedia. He went to Columbia, so his Facebook page is pretty interesting. He's always posting shit like we were in Japan with fucking Robert Gordon and Chris Spedding. And it's like I don't really know who Chris Spedding is. I've never, but he's in this fucking Paul McCartney song. He's got kind of a rockabilly style, but it's like new wave. That's how I would characterize like Robert Gordon. He was very rockabilly and like authentic in that sense, but like his music had like a new wave kind of edge and staccato. So it's just a good rock and roll song. I mean, if McCartney's gonna put you and give my regards to Broad Street, it's like, you're not just any fucking slouch. It's like I played well last night. I kind of did. I don't know. My themes are just like not really. I played this Beach Boys song because I don't really know what to do at the beginning of these fucking things. Like, I mean, this is like the drawback of being a host. It's like I've been a host for almost 4 years, but it's like I still don't really have an act. I do like ad libs. I have energy. People love energy. They love the energy. And I'm not a fool. So yeah, it's fucking soup. It has 53% of your daily sodium. That's not good. I had no idea I'm such a sodium addict. Maybe that's the problem. The silent killer. Sodium. I think it's a vaccine. No, I'm not going to talk about that on YouTube. Just kidding. That was a sarcastic joke. You can't talk about that on YouTube. They will fucking ban your ass. Oh yeah, shout out to my man Kid Q for inviting me Saturday to his EP release on Broadway in Harlem. It was dope. He had a band. It was lit, lit, lit. And I walked around the neighborhood a little bit. The oh well, I wasn't even trying to. I was just there, kind of exploring before, and I was like, Convent Avenue. Oh, this is nice. Let's see what this is. Convent Avenue. That's a nice name. So I turn on it, and right there is the real Tenenbaum's house. So maybe it was like familiar to me subconsciously or something. But it was like, holy shit, Convent Avenue. So I sort of gawked at that for a second. Then I walked around the neighborhood. They were having like a street festival. The American Academy of Arts and Letters is up there. So I just sort of like walked by that building. Wow. Anything else I need to talk about here? Thank you guys for watching, like, and subscribe. I'm sure there's something else. Give me a minute to just let it sink in for a minute. Let's just take a moment to just sit and reflect on what we've talked about here today, what we've learned here today. You know, I think this has been a good. I go back and watch from the beginning. This has been a really a good entertainment program. That's really what this is. This is meant to be an entertainment program for the general audience's pleasure. You're meant to laugh and have your mind fucking blown, and it's meant to give you food for thought and challenge you a little bit. It's meant to just touch base on all the dumb shit that, I mean, just too much of my life takes place in these fucking propaganda channels. You know, I need to get out more into the fucking other people's rooms. And I mean like other scenes, you know, like that's what I see like doing this is like if you go to somebody's show, like they will come back to you. Or like not only that, but like it's just like I don't know, it's just a you live in New York, it's like that's what it's for. It's like why spend your own I mean, I do it when I'm like resting, when I'm around the house or whatever. I don't know, I guess it is a bad habit, but uh I do think there's some truth to the idea that it is like kind of a surrogate for friendships, or it supplants that time or something. And so it's like I don't know. It's been so long since I've just been in sort of the pandemic for like 5 years. Like I don't really put some more sodium in there. I got so used to like just not seeing people. And now it's like I go to shows, and so it's like at certain points I have to see people. I saw this interview with oh, I meant to talk about this thing with Steve Martin. The Steve Martin masterclass, right? So the Steve Martin masterclass comes on, and he starts talking about like, you need to bomb, and bombing is good, and he feels bad for, people that never got to bomb for like years and years and years with their friends and shit because like uh I don't know why, but he was saying something about like never look at the audience. He literally said this. He's like, don't look at the audience. Look slightly over the audience. Like, because he said he had some agent or something that told him he was playing like a stadium. Like Steve Martin played like, giant arenas and shit. And he did some joke and it got the biggest laugh, he'd ever heard. And he looked at the audience and he said only one out of 18 people was like laughing. It wasn't like everyone was laughing. And so he's like, but his point was like, well, that's not exactly like just because the audience isn't laughing or like making a sound, like that doesn't necessarily mean that uh they might just be watching, they might just be considering, appreciating, they might be kind of lost in thought or something. Like I mean, particularly with comedy, it's like that is the point, is like you are supposed to make people laugh. But that it's a different thing, I guess. It's stand-up comedy, it's not clown, but like I just thought it was interesting that his advice was don't look at the audience, because it was sort of like, audiences are temperamental, they're not always the best judge. Like if you look at certain Saturday Night Live skits that bombed or whatever because the audience didn't like it, or like like test scores. You always hear about some movie, like they directed it, they made it, and then they did some test screening, and the audience like hated it. It got like the lowest test score. So it's like, oh, they went back and like changed the whole fucking movie. It's like because of one fucking audience in like Pasadena, California, or like Studio City or something. Like they're gonna go mutilate like the fucking Magnificent Ambersons or whatever. Like, and a lot of times the critics don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. I follow this Twitter account that's like Pauline Kael quotes. It's like she's so wrong about practically everything. There was this thing about like The American Friend. She's like, The American Friend is like a movie that's like the first movie that like makes you like suffer. It's like the first great movie that's like it's all about making you suffer or something. Like you have to suffer through it. It's like I don't remember the exact quote, but it's like I did not feel that way when I saw that movie at all. Not that she's not like an important writer and shit. You know, like I read tons of fucking Pauline Kael shit when I was in high school because that's what you were supposed to do. That's what everybody said. Everybody's like, Pauline Kael is the fucking, ultimate. She's a critic at the New Yorker. Of course, she's the fucking best. I had some Pauline Kael, like, I got it at the library for like $1. It was like a discard. And I think it was 1001 Nights at the Movies, I think it was like a compilation. It was like kind of her whole career. It wasn't any of the, like original books from like the fucking 70s or whatever. So, I mean, it's definitely worth reading. Apparently, she was friends with Robert Duncan. They went to Berkeley, or she went to Berkeley or something. That's right. That's how I'm living, everybody. Uh, so don't look at the audience. Doesn't matter what they think. The audience is wrong a lot of times. They don't even know what the fuck they're seeing. They're just caught up in the moment. They're like excitable, kind of. I don't know, man. That's my excuse. Keep kicking them in the nuts. Uh, what else? There was something I was talking about before I started talking about Steve Martin. He's talking about TikTok or something. Some kind of fucking TikTok thing, obviously. Something in my feed, obviously. Professor Zhang or doing things in real life, having friends, rather than followers. Oh, yeah. Did we talk about Clavicular's nose job yet? I don't want to really give any airtime to Clavicular because I do feel like he is like a Twitter conspiracy. Like he's another Peter Thiel thing. And uh, why do I see so many goddamn videos about Clavicular? Like, not really interested, to be honest. It does feel like a psyop, some kind of gay mafia. Oh, that's what Professor Zhang was talking about, the gay mafia. He was blacklisted by the gay mafia. Like, so this is what they're teaching at Yale University. They're talking about the gay mafia. Okay, then. I then. I then. Oh yeah, Comic View. This stream is called Comic View. I know that's why you people are tuning in. You thought this was going to be Comic View, but Comic View. The reason why I called it that is because I remember it from a kid. You know, cable television in Columbus, Ohio. Channel 48 was VH1. Channel 49 was MTV. Channel 50 was BET. Channel 51 was Comedy Channel. 52 was Sci-Fi. 53 was Bravo. 54 was AMC. 55 was TCM, Turner Classic Movies. And then 56 through 60 were like news shit. I don't remember. Maybe Fox News, maybe I think Fox News may have even been higher than that at that point. It was like 60s. Those were the days. Those are all the fucking channels you needed right there. E was 43. I liked E too. So, and then ESPN, sometimes you'd flip to ESPN. You had to flip around the channels to see what the fuck was on. What the hell are they showing? 21 public access, 17 TBS, 29 USA, 30 TNT, or 30 was like ESPN, ESPN 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Uh, Golf Channel was 34. I think the Cartoon Network was 36, maybe. Home and Garden and shit. But then E was 43. A&E was 41. Sometimes you'd watch that. That was basically all the channels you needed. But you really only stayed the hot part of the dial, at least for me as a fucking 12-year-old or whatever, was VH1, MTV, BAT, Comedy Central. That was basically it. I mean, not that I watched BET, but it was right between, not that I didn't, but it was right between the other channels. So it was like you just flip through and you'd be like, okay, what's going on BAT? Why not? Let's see, was that some kind of woke channel sequencing? I don't know. Just kidding. But I don't know. BET, I didn't really, there weren't that, it was interesting to see the videos and stuff. They definitely had dope music, and 106 in Park was dope. But they had the show Comic View, which was like probably on after 10 or 11. And it was just like their stand up comedy show. And it was way fucking funnier than like the white people comedy. Like it was just a crazier energy, way more responsive audience. Uh, Bill Burr was, there were certain white comedians that were like funny enough. Like Bill Burr, I think, was on it, maybe. I mean, this is the fucking 90s. So it was like even D.L. Hewley was like not famous and shit. He wasn't even like, it was way before that Kings of Comedy movie. So it was like, I don't even know who the fuck Bruce or something was on this channel. But it was, I don't know. It was just, it was a whole different energy than like the white people comedy. Comedy Central was always more like, they're capturing like what's going on in like the different clubs in New York or LA and around the country. The Improv in Detroit or whatever, they filmed fucking Tim Allen or Dennis Leary. It was like anything that they fucking could show, they probably would. And they had, like a pretty big roster of comedians, like that you would see, like fucking Dennis Leary. You'd see everybody, but it's like some you'd see more than others. Uh and then there was like sort of like alternative comedy shit out of like New York. That was like a little bit of a different vibe. But, for somebody who's like a fan of comedy or whatever, like it was a pretty good resource actually. It was just like you got to see, you know, tons of a variety of, there was a whole, shooting gallery of fucking prominent, they all had books and shit, prominent voices. Make Me Laugh was a fucking thing. John Stewart, Marin, fucking, I remember watching this Cam Neely Foundation benefit that they just showed over and over and over again. Comedians I only saw on TV once that were like Boston comedians. I think maybe uh who was at that fucking show? Drawing a blank. It was just, like, surprising, I don't even think Louis CK was on it. It was, like, sort of before he was even, like, famous. I mean, he was on shit definitely, but, like, uh, I literally can't. Lenny, that's like, I can't think of anybody. Stephen Wright, I think, was from Boston. Uh, mm. So it was, like, curated, it was highly curated. They really probably only put stuff on that was, like, memorable. Who knows what it's like now? It's probably all fucking reruns of, like, fucking Workaholics or something. I don't even know. Who cares? What time is it? 10:30. Yeah, I guess I will get off now. It's probably enough for one night. I mean, should I do 3 hours? I'm already on. Maybe I'll do till 11. They say you need to stream for like 8 hours a day to even scratch the surface. The problem is I'm not streaming enough. I'm not online enough. I could be streaming while I'm watching the TikToks. Wouldn't you guys want to watch me watch TikTok? Or probably not.
Impact of big sound.
I get it. Why fucking cut out the middleman? Cut out the fucking middleman. See, look, Beatles, comedy shit, politics, Beatles shit, Broadway. Oh, Montauk, nice. Okay. Oh shit, election results live with Steve Kornicki. Maybe you should report on this. It's my live TikTok stream, everybody. Well, I don't know, some fucking Republican won in Utah. Surprise, surprise. Blake Moore, the incumbent, is probably gonna beat his fucking. What does it all mean? Clavicular. The nose job. I think the dude will kill himself. And, maybe the thing is, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And like the guy's whole fucking thing is judging the way people look. And so now he's got this fucking nose job that made him look like shit. Not all plastic surgery is like an improvement. Edward Albee, nice. That's cool. Paid programming. This is like clips from the fucking Beatles biopics they're doing with fucking Barry Kagan, and it's Sam Mendes, and so I see all this fucking content about these guys that are playing the Beatles. It looks super cringe. More clavicular shit. Add more clavicular shit. Add Isaac Mizrahi. I see. I like his content. I'm here for the Isaac Mizrahi kind of. Let's see what's on Twitter. That cesspool of fucking hatred. And I mean, that's probably what will happen when I get off this. So I might as well do it online. I'll probably just get on fucking. Well, maybe I'll read or something. I have been reading. I've been working on my vlog. Today I loaded my footage, and like I said, it's just not long enough. It's only 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It's got to be at least 5 hours. The last one was 4 hours, so I need to outdo that, obviously. Maybe I'll just put this whole stream at the end. Um, yeah, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it's like in Back to School where he's like weighing and he's like, it feels like a C. Let's try to bulk it up, make it an A. Needs to be 4 hours long. I'm sorry. Well, the last one was 4 hours. This one, so if I could get it to 3 hours, the thing is, if I could get maybe there's like I think there's like performances and shit I haven't added. Uh, Rage bait. Twitter's a lot of rage bait, really. Oh, everybody's talking about the Eric Andre show. Uh, because somebody had some tweet about how it doesn't hold up, which I don't know. I don't necessarily want to say anything. Although I do think the Eric Andre show is pretty fucking good. It was one of the things that happened in my lifetime that I thought was I vibed with. I mean, I don't necessarily sign on for everything. He does seem like he's got a little bit of a Sacha Baron Cohen thing where he's just kind of a dick and well, I don't think he's a dick in real life, but like just his comedy, it's like he's in people's fucking faces and like just acting a damn fool on the street. There's like a David Lynch vibe to it, and a sort of a punk rock vibe ish. The way he destroys his fucking set, and there's like a surrealist kind of David Lynch thing, which I think that's a really smart way to do the talk show thing. It's like he destroyed it, and now we have these fucking stupid podcasts. Some clip popped up of like Tom Hanks on a podcast. The thing about podcasts is they almost like work in reverse, where it's like, it's weird seeing Tom Hanks on a podcast. You're almost like, I don't want this. I do not want to see this much Tom Hanks. Or like Spielberg, like Spielberg is doing all these podcasts and shit. And so you're sort of like, it's too much access. Like these guys are supposed to be like movie stars. Part of the reason why we've bought their public image is because like you didn't really see that much Tom Hanks. Maybe he would host Saturday Night Live or he'd be on, a talk show or something for 5 minutes. But it's like now it's like you got a fucking 2 hour thing with Tom Hanks, and you're just like, this guy kind of sucks, man. Like, or I don't know, he's just kind of annoying or something. Maybe he's not a bad podcast. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I'm just sort of like, this is just weird. Like seeing Tom Hanks on a podcast, like, why are you stooping to this? Chet Hanks, I get. I understand why he's on, you know, podcasts. Tom Hanks, he could stand to, be a little more hood or Chet Hanks is way more entertaining to watch for some reason. Tom Hanks is just like, I don't want to listen to this guy for fucking 2 hours talk about World War II or shooting Saving Private Ryan or whatever the fuck he was working on. Oh, somebody was like reading his resume and he was like trying to be humble about it. They're like, then you were in Philadelphia, then you were in Forrest Gump, Sleepless in Seattle, Big. And he's like, oh, stop. It's like, fuck you, man. It's like, it's just I don't know. It's almost like the reverse of like, film stars used to be like the kind of vaunted and TV stars were kind of like the bastard, like low medium. And now it's almost like these podcasters have all the fucking control. The Netflix comedians, if you get a Tony Hinchcliffe special, it's like I didn't see it. Everybody's talking about it's the worst fucking special. I don't watch comedy specials, but it's like the fact this guy even has a Netflix special, it's like everybody's going to know who he is. Doesn't even matter if it's bad. I mean, he's always sucked. He's an open mic host. Like me, it's like those who can't do host. Tony Hinchcliffe can't really do a fucking special. Surprise, surprise. And but it doesn't, it's like he fucking speaks at the fucking Trump rally. Like he's rich as hell, probably. He's getting fucking millions and tens of millions of dollars for his stupid fucking open mic. I gotta make a fucking flyer for this fucking shows in July. Yeah, get ready for another badass flyer. They should be fun. I mean, I've got a lot of talent. I've got a lot of fucking. I want to do some fun shit this summer. I want to get out there and fucking make this shit happen. So, and it's a rooftop. So, if you build it, they will come. I hopefully. 20 more minutes. I am going to do 3 hours for you guys. Just more value. I haven't even started it. So it's you gotta stream at least 8 hours a day. Otherwise, you're never gonna grow your audience. I'm never gonna have 4 people watching. I'm gonna have 2 people watching for the rest of my life. If I'm lucky. I can't seem to get any other dedicated uh lifestyle viewers. What the hell time is it? It's almost 11 or something. Yeah, I mean, I had the fucking thing Saturday, Sunday, yesterday, so today was like day off. Like I said, I'm working on my vlog. I loaded the fucking footage. I'm gonna take a look. Let's go over here to the editing suite. Oh, fucking on a chair. Well, there it is. There's the editing suite. The wheels are in motion. Just kind of, it takes like a day or two, a couple days to kind of see if it's done yet. I'm sort of feeling like, I don't know. I'm not really sure what the best climax. The Knicks just won the championship. So there's a lot of good portions in it. There's a part where I go to the Museum of Moving Image and see a bunch of Muppets and Star Wars toys. I saw this Werner Herzog headline: "Film is not the art of scholars, but illiterates." And as we move into the age of video, the pivot to video, what do you see but more illiteracy? It kind of gives it people an excuse to be illiterate. You don't have to read. You just turn it on and let it possess you. Let it wash over you. Let it take control. Uh, I did like the Spielberg Lincoln movie. Thought it was good. I'd like to see it again. Tony Kushner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what act I'm gonna do. See, I'm just worried I'm gonna do these shows and it's like I'm not even gonna get anything out of it. I'm just gonna like put these shows on. It's like, what the fuck am I even gonna do at them? I'm gonna do some kind of clown poetry, music spasm. They don't even have a fucking guitar here. So I've got to, I'm just planning ahead here, my week. I think I've got a few days off, so I'm going to spend it preparing for the next month, I guess. This is good. This is good. I'm like, I can bounce this off, the internet. And I've been doing a lot of voice memoing. Maybe that's just some kind of insanity or mental illness, but like it helps the time pass. Like when I'm walking from the train back here, I can start talking. It's like I don't even notice the time go by because I don't know, just like recounting whatever happened is usually pretty interesting. And I don't know, learning new things, trying to note them down, different thoughts about whatever it is, performance, writing, you're reading something, you had some experience. Oh, so last night I played Back Home Beach Boys song. It's from I think he wrote it in the early 60s, but it's from I think Beach Boys Love You and or maybe it's 15 Big Ones. But there is a video of Brian Wilson doing it on Saturday Night Live, and for some reason, they had Brian Wilson as the musical guest on Saturday Night Live at like the height of his like cocaine bedroom. Like I said last night at the open mic, it's like Brian Wilson lived in his bedroom for 3 years. He like didn't leave his bedroom and like his bathrobe and shit. And um that's a mad genius right there. And he made some of his best work. I mean, I love that Beach Boys Adult Child album. To me, that's probably their best album. Other than Smile, Adult Child, number one. And it's just the most real. It's the most it's hilarious. He really is a great writer. They over policed him. They should have just let his imagination run wild because what he was doing was working. This is another instance where the audience doesn't know what the fuck they're saying. Like Mike Love thought the Smile album was too psychedelic or acid, and so he destroyed the whole thing, and it became a lost kind of masterpiece. They were able to reconstruct it, but like Brian Wilson was never wrong, and who knows how far he could have taken it if he wasn't destroyed by sort of like trying to write songs about fucking cars or surfing or whatever. Not that that's bad subject matter, but he had done that and he was developing into this other kind of thing. And, it threatened the formula. Don't fuck with the formula. That's what Mike Love told Brian Wilson. Do not fuck with the formula. So 10 years later, Brian Wilson's in his fucking bathrobe on Saturday Night Live in a fucking sandbox, weighing 300 fucking pounds. I mean, how did that guy live to be 83? I mean, thank God he did. What was his diet like? I mean, I love Brian Wilson. I mean, I love he is maybe the top, but because he did it all himself. He fucking produced that shit. He wrote that shit. It's his sensibility. Those other guys wouldn't have been able to do shit, really, to be honest, by themselves. Not in that way. Not that they're not amazing, but with the Beatles, it was like George Martin did a lot of that shit. He's not even in the fucking band. Brian Wilson really was like the auteur of that music. I mean, I guess he was ripping off Phil Spector in a lot of ways, but the true genius, Phil Spector, a true rock and roll visionary. You can't really be rock and roll unless like you're a criminal, really, pretty much. So anyway, the fuck was I saying? Uh, uh, back home. There's a performance of him doing it on Saturday Night Live, and it's just got that kind of wounded clown, sad clown quality. Hey, yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't have any instruments here, so it's like literally I can't practice anything. So I'm like writing, I'm reading, I'm streaming, I'm vlogging, I'm brainstorming, I'm chilling, I'm watching wrestling, I'm commentating on wrestling, I'm a wrestling observer, I'm studying, I'm managing my small business, I'm trying to run this fucking open mic. I'm trying to fucking balance all these fucking personalities of all these people I know and be friendly and do a good job and work in my own career or lack thereof. And this is it, folks. This is the career. What do you think? What do you think? The most half-assed fucking direct, low effort fucking stream probably on YouTube. I am not looking at the audience. I'm not making eye contact. I'm too scared. I've never been able to look at the audience. I don't know why. But uh I guess I should get to work on something. I guess I should figure out fucking how to make something that actually kicks ass. Maybe it's too late for that. I mean, I like doing live shows, and I do feel like that is a place to like cultivate happiness. And events themselves are kind of like these big works of like energy and kind of social theater, social choreography, getting meeting people, getting to introduce each other, having them go out into the world and the whole thing mutating and coming back and everybody's working on their own little, you know, uh, thing that's their expression, their sound, their approach, their little idea of about how things should be. That's what you put on stage in a way. What you think sounds good, what you think. I mean, I've had kind of a guerrilla theater approach, I guess, for the last decade. It's just been kind of about, like I said, garbage wrestling. Uh, but I don't know, I need to get out more to other people's open mics and shows and things to engage and try to get in contact with the audience that way. New audiences, because to some degree, like, yeah, on Mondays, I am just a facilitator and like, there's only so far I do. I mean, I don't impose my own fucking act on everybody that much. I could do fucking 15 minutes right in the middle of the whole fucking thing. You know, people would hate it, but and I mercifully don't do that. Like last night, the song I played was maybe 3 minutes long at the beginning, and it went about as well as it could. It could have been a lot worse, considering I didn't fucking. I mean, I looked the chords up on tab internet guitar tab sites, and it definitely felt doable. It was like E, A, and B. I mean, those are not my favorite chords to play on a piano, but I know where they are. I sort of can push those buttons. And I'm always trying to tag things that are relevant to it's like to the situation of whatever's going on. And it's sort of an autobiography, just like everything. The open mic is sort of an autobiography in a way. I'm lucky to have people that I've met or have encountered and they sort of come in like this guy Flow Poetry. I met him at New York Poetry Festival, I think in 2021. He had the booth next to me. He had dreadlocks. And he was like on tour and shit. And he's like jamming with all these fucking bands and like this guy's like the acoustic hookah of fucking poetry. Like I'm into it. Like it's like there are people figuring out ways to do this in so many permutations all over the fucking country. There's readings, there's open mics. The myth is that like some people are more important than others. It's like it's all important. It is the culture. And now that we have social media, there is sort of a way to broadcast it, maybe, and make it have a little more reach or be a little more apparent. But it's important that it just happens. And like flow poetry. It's like that was fucking what, 5 years ago? And he was on tour. He's playing all these fucking cities. I think he had done 17 dates or something in a row, and he was driving to Cincinnati, so he had to get back on the road. So I'm stoked that he could come in and share his piece of the fucking point of view and the whole story. And what do you think about the new glasses, everybody? Yay or nay? I've still got the old ones, so these were the best Medicaid glasses. I looked through all of them. I wanted to get like wire glasses, like fucking Harry Potter, but they didn't really work. To be honest, they just did not work. Surprise, surprise. Um, what the hell was I just talking about? Big Daddy Roth. Talked about Big Daddy Roth. We talked about what the hell was I just saying? There was more. Believe it or not. It'll come back to me. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. It'll come back to me. Ah, I'm just mentally incontinent right now. Uh, well, I've got four people hanging, just waiting eagerly what I'm gonna say next. Oh yeah, fucking open mics and flow poetry and shit. Now the open mic is autobiographical. It's nice to be able to host a place where it's like people can come and participate and show themselves and show out. Monday is rough because everybody has to fucking go home. It's not really the biggest party night. It's like it's hard to get people to come out and party. It'd be nice if it was just Friday and it was just like, well, fuck, people could stay out and really go hard and have a great time because I know that we are capable of that. So anyway, I've got these fucking shows coming up in July at local hostel rooftop in Long Island City. It's a dope venue. You got to come out, support, and just have fun. It's a rooftop, it's outdoors, it's summertime, every Thursday. It's a summer concert series. Easy Paradise selects some choice acts from the open mic, and yeah. So yeah, put that in your calendar every Thursday in July. There's 5 Thursdays: the 2nd, the 9th, 16th, 23rd, 30th. And anything else I have? I don't know. I'm gonna try to go to Elizabeth Street Garden. I haven't been there in a while. I think they're doing it Sunday, maybe. Uh, Thank you for watching. I'm just trying to get to 3 hours. Getting to 3 hours now. 1 hour, 180 minutes. Boom. There's always more to say. I'm sure I'll think of something. If I sat here for a minute, I'm sure I would think of something. I do feel like I need something to end on. Fuck. Fuck. Uh, Getting older. Being confronted with the truth about who you really are, what you're really capable of, what you're good at, what your life is, what you're going to be remembered for, what your life is worth. Fuck, now I'm going to have 5 people watching. You can tell that about to sign off. So it's like, let's pump more people into the fucking stream so the dude stays on. Let me check my fucking social media. You guys can just watch while I'm looking at my fucking. I need a hit of my validation machine. Okay, great. Bang, motherfucker. Okay, then. Okay, on the clown group chat, getting clown messages. About clown money. Okay. Clown money. Okay, see, I've got 4 people. I'm just gonna stay. I need these. I need these out. I need these stats. It's sad. It's pathetic. My watch time is really not bad for the amount of streaming that I do. I have a solid amount of watch time, so people are watching. They're not just clicking and clicking out and clicking and clicking out. This is insane and pathetic, and I understand that. It gets more pathetic as more people start to stream or whatever the fuck. I mean, but who knows? It's just gamifying like object what I saw some video about this woman was like, men have all these things in their life that sort of like give them a false sense of accomplishment, like video games. I guess maybe not social media because guys are not necessarily, I don't know. It seems like different. Yeah, that's something that should be talked about more is like the way the genders use and experience social media. It's like very different. And what the fuck was what was it? What was it that I was Oh yeah, there's all these things that give men a false sense of like video games, right? It's like you get all these achievements in the game, you get like 97% completion or whatever the fuck it is. There's all these like badges, Xbox Live, there's these fucking reward plateaus and shit. And it's not real life. It's meaningless. You know, it's like it's just a distraction. It's a way to keep you from actually going out and like doing something that actually creates real results. You know, like fucking hosting an open mic or whatever. I mean, that's just a fucking joke, but you know, just doing it on a fucking screen, doing it on a fucking in your house. I mean, is that exclusively for men? I don't know. Online gambling, I think it's like the same thing. It's like, well, you're not actually doing anything. You're just watching sports, but you think you're like participating because you're losing money. So it's like you think that like something's happening, or like there's a false sense of accomplishment because it's like, oh, I fucking won money on the Knicks or whatever. Like, no, you didn't. You just fucking sat on your ass on your phone, like everybody else. It's social media does like this streaming. This could you could say it's the same fucking thing. It's sort of a false sense of accomplishment. It's like if I'm lucky, maybe I'll get 50 views on this. And if I'm real lucky, maybe I'll even get to 4 likes. It's like, what is the fucking point? Kill yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I got these fucking, they're organic. See, they're organic frosted toaster pastries. How could that be organic? I don't know. It's a fucking Pop Tart. My God. Mm. I hope you're enjoying some food at home, watching along. A nice organic toaster pastry. Maybe I should just do a food fucking vlog. That seems to be the fastest way to get famous. Just do some stupid Instagram food like review thing. I mean, I do think Elizabeth Eats is probably the best thing on TikTok. She is fucking funny. I saw this thing. There was a today in like Variety or something. It was like Instagram is going to start to do scripted like long form like TV shows. Apparently, there's already some kind of Instagram TV app, which makes sense. Just like YouTube, they want to compete with YouTube. They want to compete. It's like you can watch this on your fucking flat screen. And so Instagram is going to start to produce like original series or something that you can either watch on Instagram or like on your fucking TV on the Instagram app. Which, like, once again, that was an idea I had 10 years ago. Just put a fucking show on Instagram. Put scene by scene. Every post, every scene is a post. and then you can just watch the fucking thing by scrolling or reels or whatever. And then it's like the episodes could be like 1 or 2 minutes long. Although now you can post a fucking hour long Instagram video or so the revolution is here, everybody. I can't get off this stupid fucking thing because now I got 4 people watching. They fucking they tricked me, man. They fucking tricked me, man. Oh yeah, one thing I've noticed is there's like all these new bookstores popping up in the East Village. Like my friend was telling me they're putting a Barnes and Noble on Avenue A in like 12th Street. There's this place, it's like a book bar. Now there's all these book bars. I forget what it's called, Acorn or something. Some kind of fucking that's on Avenue A. My friend was telling me there's a new bookstore somewhere like on 6th Street or something. I forget where. Someplace kind of near KGB. There's like a fucking new bookstore. So, you know, I guess that's a good thing. You can't be good. People are reading. Uh, it does just feel like a manifestation of like, because the East Village is like such a not a real neighborhood. It's like such a like hyper suburb where it's like there's Target, there's Lucinda's, it's very expensive to live there, but it's also like they've really done a lot to make it convenient and comfortable and while still kind of maintaining the facade of like grit or something. And so I think this building on Avenue A is like owned by Kushner or something. Like it's like some new fucking loft style apartments that they built and they're gonna put a Barnes and Noble. I mean, that's not necessarily like a fucking indie bookseller, but I went to Barnes and Noble a bunch on the Upper West Side, and I drop in, whenever I see one. Generally, it's like it's gotten better. I think in a weird way, like Barnes and Noble has like actually gone up in quality, like somehow. Uh, so I think it's a weird like counterpoint to like the mass illiteracy. It goes hand in hand with sort of like the aristocracy adopting literature as like this status symbol, intelligence, books. Books are like this status symbol. If you have time and privilege to be offline, you're not scrambling on fucking social media trying to make a career for yourself, trying to make money or get attention or whatever. You can unplug and read fucking whatever's in Reese Withers. Oh, I did want to talk about this. Let me get this fucking book. Because I have been reading this book. and I'm not finished with it. I'm really not that far, and I think I'm like maybe a third of the way through, which is shocking. But I did want to talk about it because somebody gave it to me, and it's like it's not something that I would typically read, but I trust. When somebody gives you something, it's sort of like I don't know. You should kind of trust that in a way. And so I was just curious about it. I'm like, what? It's in Reese Witherspoon's book club. And now it's a streaming series, so you can watch it. It's Daisy Jones and the Six. It's a fucking series. Holy shit! I'm actually curious who they cast. It's sort of like Almost Famous meets like the Partridge Family or something. It's like it's all about this like band that sort of becomes famous like in the 70s or something, and the different characters and the personality types of the bands and just sort of and it's kind of interesting because it's told through this like very like reader friendly. It's like an imitation of like an oral history, so it's like it's just the author was saying something like her husband had that SNL oral history book, which is just like a bunch of they tape recorded a bunch of conversations and construed it into a transcript basically. That's that was told by the people that and so this is like written, but it's an imitation of like, it's this first person account from the fucking band or whatever. So it's kind of it's sort of like a fake experimental. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Please Kill Me. I think that was one of the first oral history. I'm not sure who like pioneered this technique. I think that was one of the first books where they did that. But as I'm reading this, I'm like, why is this not? Why is it? Why do I not take this as seriously as like some kind of literary book? Like as I'm reading this, I'm thinking, why is this considered bad or something? Like, why is this not something that's like necessarily going to be in the fucking New Yorker? I don't know. There, with literature, it is almost like the ultimate kind of like, I don't know, tastes, like you're nitpicking, you're differentiating, and it is kind of like this snobby, uh, self-important thing. Like, oh, I'm not going to read that. I mean, it takes a lot of time to read a book, and now it's like you got to kind of meld with the book in a way that's like it's harder to do. And this book is 300 fucking pages. I literally have probably read it for like 4 hours or something. It's like I'm not even, and so it's not just like some quick. I mean, Reese Witherspoon read it one day. What'd she say about it? I devoured Daisy Jones and the Six in a day, falling head over heels for it. Taylor Jenkins Reid transported me into the magic of the 70s music scene in a way I'll never forget. The characters are beautifully layered and complex. Daisy and the band captured my heart, and they're sure to capture yours too. I mean, she got into Harvard Law, so like it's hard. And so I'm sort of just like, I'm reading on the train and stuff because it's almost like an airport read or something. It's like it's really about the author is sort of like implying things to you about the characters through their like the dramatic irony or something. And like if so you're sensitive to like the changes and the character dynamics and like the subtext, I guess you'd call it maybe. And like it is sort of like a very readable, like juicy. I mean, one of the big problems I have with it is a lot of it feels like anachronism, like they don't really know and they didn't really do any research about the time because they'll talk about certain things. Like it's I wouldn't necessarily say it's woke, but like it's sort of sanitizing maybe this era. Like from what I understand, these rock stars in the 70s, like they all had 13-year-old girlfriends and shit like that. And I think the book like sort of like alludes to that early on as a way to sort of like address that and sort of like a quick, but it's like it's a pretty sanitary story. It's like the lead singer of this band is like really devoted to his wife, and he's got twins, and he goes to rehab, and it's like it's sort of like a sanitized, like it's sort of scrubbing out like the really ugly side of that life. Like people die, uh, drug habits, the way they treat each other, whatever it is. And I don't know if Reese Witherspoon's book club could handle that. Um, it sort of reminded me of like Jennifer Egan has this book, A Visit from the Groon Squad, which is like every story's like told in some kind of like one of them's like a fucking PowerPoint. And so, in some senses, this is like I don't know how many books. Like I said, this just makes it easier to read. The fact that it's just written in the voice of all these characters, it fits the material because it's almost like a behind the music or something. But it just sounds like sort of like not totally believable, like playwriting or something. Like it sort of captures like the cliche of what these voices are, or I don't know. It's like we're so familiar with this type of thing, like these fucking bands and the different types. There's the keyboard player chick. And it's like a lot of the character, like the keyboard player chick, is like sort of like this very like pronounced like feminist. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just so obvious the way they do it. It's like, well, they wanted to put me in a dress, but I said no. Like I didn't want them to. Like I wanted them to see me just like in my jeans, and because I didn't want them to think about me like. And it's like, okay, that's valid and everything, but it's like it's just kind of like too on the nose. That kind of writing, it's like they're writing for like a purpose rather than like telling some kind of like really individual style story. Like this could be, I mean, that's I guess part of what's appealing about it is it's like it could be any number of these bands. It's just sort of like this vague, sort of like All We Most Famous was. Uh, and it's fun. I mean, like it's definitely like I get. It's like TV or something where it's like it's immediately gratifying. Like it is smart. It is like, it's not like dumb people are reading this and they're like, "Oh, yeah," but what is the difference between something like this and fucking, uh, I don't know, literary fiction? Why would this not be considered literary fiction? Is this what is it? Is it genre fiction? Is it, what genre is this? It's just fiction, but, uh, I am going to finish it, and, because I'm trying to learn something from it. I'm trying to see, like, okay, this is like a normal it's like a rom-com, I guess, in a way. It's almost like a fucking Reese Witherspoon or like a Kate Hudson. Uh, but it's sort of there's this band which are the Six, and they're from Pittsburgh. And they're sort of like rough around the edges and shit, and they just kick so much ass. And this guy Billy is like a badass songwriter, and he writes these fucking like, classic fucking songs. And then there's this chick Daisy Jones who's like this kind of born on the Sunset Strip, super fucking hot, just like total fox. And yet she's just like she's been to every party, she's seen it all by the time she's like a fucking teenager, she's out every night, but she's smart, she can like take care of herself and so she has like a music career. She's a songwriter, but they won't let her record her own songs. They want her to record like cover songs and shit. And she's like such a badass chick that she's like, fuck that. If I can't do my own, but so she agrees to do it eventually. And so she sort of has her own career, but then somehow they have her sing this fucking part on this song that he writes. It's like sort of a duet, and it's just magic. You can't deny the chemistry they have with their smoky voices and all this kind of thing. And so it's sort of like, well, the thing is, the Billy guy is like with his wife, and he's got twins, so it's not really like a romantic thing. It's not, at least not so far. I thought it was going to be some kind of like love story, but it's sort of about how they help each other. They each have something of what the other one needs in order to sort of like, really create rock and roll magic. New York Times bestseller. And now it's a fucking, let's see who's in the movie. I'm curious. What is it? Daisy Jones and the Six. Kristen Ritter, maybe I could see. They probably get somebody younger. Fuck, like fuck uh there it is. 2023 American. Fuck the book. It's like it was, you can tell it was sort of written to be a fucking show. Oh, there you go. Riley Cow, that's Elvis's daughter, right? Or granddaughter. Suki Waterhouse. Shit, okay. They got Suki Waterhouse to be in this fucking show? I thought Suki Waterhouse was kind of a bigger deal than that. Sam Claflin, British actor. I don't know. He doesn't look that great to me. Will Harrison. I don't know who that is. 10 episodes, produced by Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, so her book club is sort of like, you can tell she's doing it to like shop material, which is not a dumb thing to do. Wow, multiple Emmy nominations. Outstanding limited series, outstanding lead actress, and outstanding supporting actress. Okay, really? In a limited series, I guess. Huh. They don't have any big time cameos or anything? Okay, well, maybe I don't know. What the fuck is it on? Is it on Netflix or Jesus Christ? I'll bet it's horrible. Amazon Prime Video. Watch Daisy Jones and the Six. 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. It could be worse. All right, well, we'll see. Maybe when I finish the book, I will fucking watch the goddamn miniseries. The lady who said it, who wrote it, even said like she didn't really know anything about that era. She kind of like wasn't even interested in it. It just seemed like, I don't know, some kind of marketable idea or something. I don't remember. I don't fucking remember. It's got all the lyrics in here. If you want to read the lyrics. And then there's like a fucking interview. It's like a DVD where it's like got fucking behind the scenes features and shit. Taylor Jenkins Reid is the author of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, One True Loves, Maybe in Another Life, After I Do, and Forever Interrupted. She lives in Los Angeles with her husband, their daughter, and their dog. I think it says Penguin Random House published this. So I don't know. I mean, it's just like a very it's very easy to read. It's very digestible. I mean, I would say one of the aspects of like literary fiction is it's like, I don't know, it's difficult, or I don't know, there's more that you got to chop through. Not always necessarily, but it's trying to take this story, and through this conceit, it's turning the prose into just like the most easy to. It's like reading an audiobook, really. It's like reading a transcript. I mean, it captures like that dialogue. That's why I said it almost sounds like some kind of playwright, really. Is it captures, it's trying to capture like the voices of all these characters, and it does a good job in sort of like, I don't know, just like a cliched way or something. But in any case, I'm happy to read it. I'm enjoying it so far. 5 bags of popcorn for Daisy Jones. It says, what fucking time is it now? Okay, it's almost 11:30. A band led by the brooding Billy Dunn. It's like the character probably would be a real scumbag in real life. Who knows? Maybe I'm being cynical about it, I guess. Maybe it'll get into that. Maybe it'll get into the really fucking gritty ass, dirty side of rock and roll. Oh boy. Okay. Hmm. All right. Well, I still have fucking 2 people watching. God damn it. Just can't quit you if there's any audience. New York City has chosen socialism tonight, and there is no debate. It is a socialist city. That's a conservative Christian journalist, Carmine Sabia. We chose socialism. I thought that was a socialist saying that. That was some leftist saying that. Sounds like, pretty Antifa to me. New York has chosen socialist. Tonight is a socialist city. Fucking US Open golf tournament was this weekend. I didn't watch any of it. Apparently the fans were assholes. Uh Ay, ay, ay. Hmm. Mamdani backed Lander ousts Goldman in New York House primary. Jesus Christ, I got more people watching when I don't fucking do anything. It's insane. I mean, they gotta be bots or something. These gotta be bots watching this. There's no way real human beings are tuning into this. This is the highest viewership I've had all night. Just point my camera at the wall. I'm going back summer to forever. 4 likes. Wow, insane. Insane. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.